Okay, if everything went okay, we have gone live. And Kodokunasu is already okay. Okay, he's back. Okay, we're live right now. So let me just check. Yeah, we're live. So let's just do the normal thing and introduce ourselves. You guys can start.
I'm in Ludity.
Okay. To those of you who don't know, he reviews hentai games. Link to his channel will be in the description. And also,
Oh,
that's Kodokunasu. He also has some really cool videos that will be linked on the description as well. Today, we're going to be reacting to some really, really disturbing horror videos that viewers recommended. Like, I think one is a more like true crime kind of documentary. The other one is, what's the name of that? Uh, is a creepypasta, and finally we'll end things with what's the name of it? Uh, analog horror series. Are you guys familiar with analog horror?
I've heard the term. I don't think I've actually ever watched any of that sort of stuff.
Okay. So yeah, I won't spoil anything then. I'll just let this be an experience for you guys. Okay. Without further ado, I believe you guys are already in the other string room for like sharing the what's the name, uh the web page, right? You guys are seeing the YouTube video right now, just like the YouTube people, right?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so we can probably start. But first, let me address chat. Welcome to the stream, Yankee. Welcome, Gummy Gun. And no, you did not miss anything. Also, yeah, Mr. Sexy Voice Guy. I think it's talking about Inludity.
No, blushes.
Don't do that again. Anyway, but before we actually start with the react, since it generally takes a bit for people to start getting onto the stream, I actually wanted us to, well, not really talk about something. I was just going to tell you guys a story that happened recently. Also, if there's sound in the background, don't worry about that too much. Like, there's a party that my brother's throwing while I'm on stream, and that's probably what those sounds are, if you hear anything, okay?
Right.
Okay. So, the incident, the kind of story I wanted to tell is that I think a couple of you guys know that I like to play D&D, right? With my friends on the weekends.
Yes.
And currently we're playing through a campaign set a bit after the usual time period of D&D. Like, instead of it being like fantasy medieval times, it's kind of fantasy uh from 1700s to 1800s, sort of that time period, right?
Yes.
And the main reason we we made a campaign in that time period is exclusively so we can use guns. Essentially, we just wanted a D&D campaign with guns, so that was the main reason we did that. Right?
Nice.
Well, you could make magical guns as well.
No, the guns are magical. Like, it is just that, like, during the time period of D&D, which is like medieval times, it doesn't make much sense to have guns of any kind. Like, it's more the time of swords and like knights instead of the time of like muskets and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So my DM was really excited to try this sort of alternate campaign, but if there was one person that was really excited, it was one of my player friends, right? Because he made a whole character. The minute he heard that he could use guns, he made a whole character based on using them. And like he takes like uh every opportunity to use them. Like it's less of a combat campaign and more of a investigative, a detective campaign. But even then, like we can be investigating something, we can be like interrogating a person, uh we can be literally just talking or resolving some issues. His hand is permanently glued to the holster of his gun. Like he is just itching to use that thing ever since the campaign started. And a couple sessions ago, he did finally get an opportunity to do so. And it was really funny because the minute he got an opportunity to do so, the one thing he was allowed to shoot by the DM was a monster that's bulletproof.
You mean stereotypical American high school students?
Oh, my friend, yeah, very much so. Because to give context, what essentially happened is that we were trying to solve a discussion between a group of mages who are also like traveling merchants and the guards of a city, right? And in the middle of that, out of nowhere, like a werewolf appeared, and he started like just slaughtering everyone. And in a desperate attempt to try to save whoever we could, uh, we use both my talents of support, since I'm a bard, and his like gun to try to shoot the werewolf. The first shot missed, but then like we put so much of our traits into the second shot that it got like a total hit score of 18, which is one of the highest you can go, especially given that we're still only level 2. Like getting a hit score of 18 at level 2 is really good. And like we hit the thing, right? But like when we hit and we were so excited because oh maybe this will finally stop him, the DM just described, oh no, it's a werewolf. Like pretty much any type of physical damage that's from no magical weapons it can shrug off. Like again, the one thing we could shoot and the one thing that we put all of our effort into shooting was the one thing in the campaign that's bulletproof. It's very amusing.
That's pretty funny.
Do you have any similar campaigns? Do you also play D&D?
Yeah, every so often I get involved in a
No.
campaign.
Hmm. Do you have any similar stories in Ludity?
I was running a campaign for some family members and my niece who's new to
Mm-hmm.
the playing the game. I created like a little character that would like be with them for a while to kind of
Mm-hmm.
introduce her into the playing the game, and that turned into the group's hate character for whatever reason. So any opportunity was given to shit talk that character, they did, and I tried my hardest not to let it get under my skin. I
Oh
was
god.
like, I was trying to help you guys. Come on now.
Like it's equivalent to I can never remember the name of that goddamn character. That girl from Family Guy.
Yeah,
Like
it was a make sort of thing. Yeah.
oh god. Oh god, that's bad. One sec.
I will go for a few minutes.
Uh
Mhm.
wait, seriously? We were just about to start the video.
Wait a second.
Okay, fair. Uh what was I going to say? But yeah, pretty much to end the story, pretty much the only damage we managed to do to the werewolf was like a spell that I had, because again I'm a bard, so the only damage we managed to do was a 13 psychic damage uh that we did using dissonant whispers, which
Mm.
made the werewolf flee, right? And that one spell was the only reason we survived the encounter, because the werewolf was very eager to tear Sunny asshole. Like, the only reason we survive is because I used that spell. So in the end, the guns campaign was saved not because of guns, but because of just normal D&D stuff.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, these guns are really cool. They don't do anything though.
Lamau. But yeah, let me just read some comments while Kodokonasu's out. Since this is a horror one, can I add a small horror video? It's 13 minutes. Yeah, you can, but only after we're done with both this video and Fallen Angels. After we're done with both of them, we'll watch your other video. Welcome, Evil Bookman, and I'm sorry to hear about your like situation with the internet in the subway. That must suck. And the dungeon master must not like him.
I'm back.
Okay, so without further ado, let's start. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, let's go.
This case takes place on the internet and is happening as we speak. In my
Oh, just tell me if the audio's too bad. And there's a message to both you guys, and the people in stream. Like, tell me if the audio's bad so I can adjust it, like, early. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, it
March of
sounds fine to me.
2026,
It's okay? It's what?
It says sounds fine to me.
Okay. Let's continue.
CNN published one of the most disturbing investigations in recent memory. Their journalists had spent months undercover. They were inside secret encrypted chat groups on websites with tens of millions of visitors, and what they found was described as experts as a academy, a network of men teaching each other how to drug and essay women, even with video evidence to share within the groups. First things first, this Essay Academy is not a single website, it is not on the dark web, and it doesn't require any special software to access. It's a network of men with a shared psychology, and most of this is spread on platforms that most people use every single day. The two main ones are Telegram and a website called motherless.com. Telegram is very well known. It's a messaging app used by hundreds of millions of people worldwide, and it has a secret chat function which is end-to-end encrypted.
Okay, so to comment on this for a bit, there's a misconception that a lot of people have, actually, that a lot of these more disturbing websites are on the dark web or whatever. Even my teacher had this misconception, so I don't blame anyone for like believing that. But essentially, no, right? Most of the dark web or the deep web or whatever is just websites that people don't want you to access, websites that want a bit more privacy. And what's that? Well, essentially government websites, especially like military websites. It's university websites. It's that type of stuff, right? Most of the disturbing stuff that we have, like drug trafficking, human trafficking, like stuff like this, is actually on the clear net. Because what happens is that, oh, does no one take care of these websites? They do, but they pop back up. And due to encryption tools, it's very hard to actually trace them. So a lot of these websites, obviously there's some of that stuff on the deep or dark web as well, but a lot of it is just on the clear web, because the people who do that stuff, they have methods to do so without getting caught. It's pretty horrible, because at least with the whole perception of, oh, the dark web or the deep web, like it gives this impression that you need to really like go onto the deepest depths of the internet in order to get that type of security and do these horrible things. But the reality is that you can do that on the clear net, and a lot of people do that on the clear net. It's very disturbing, you know?
Yeah. Usually, if you can just find it with a Google search, it's not on the deep web at all.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Can I continue, or do you have something to comment, Kodokunasu?
No.
Okay, let's continue then.
This is perfect for avoiding the preying eyes of big tech and intelligence services. However, it also creates a safe space for despicable people with heinous ideas. Within Telegram, CNN founded a group called ZZZ. The name is a reference to sleep, but not the relaxing kind. It's something far more sinister. One journalist posed as a male user to get inside. What she found was a group of nearly 1,000 men from Poland, West Africa, Spain, all across the world. They all gathered at all hours to do the same thing. The group name, ZZZ, refers to making women unconscious, and inside the chat, men were discussing which substances to use to render them unconscious, how to administer these drugs without detection, what
Don't worry, Dragon Quest enjoyer, you didn't lose much. Like we barely started, so you don't need to worry too much. Also, welcome to the stream, I guess. Oh god.
doses work fastest, and what to do if the victim regained consciousness mid-assault. There were active threads dedicated to contingency planning for if the woman woke up. Members also uploaded videos. The women involved were quite often the user's own partners. These women were being filmed without their own consent while being SA'd, and the group watched them, commented on them, and encouraged each other to do the same. One of the more alarming findings in CNN's reporting concerns the substances being used. You may think that they were using things like Rohypnol, GHB, or ketamine. These substances have been used for decades for this very reason. However, it's been discovered that these people are using different medications that are found over the counter. They act faster and leave the body quickly enough that by the time a victim is tested, there is nothing to find. And this is, of course, deliberate. This group's entire methodology is built around leaving no trace, no physical evidence, no toxicological evidence, and no memory in the victim, which means that even when the women suspect something has happened to them, they often just can't prove it. Among the most active members on this telegram was a Polish man. CNN gave him the pseudonym Peter. He lives in Poland with his wife, who was in her 40s at the time of the investigation. Peter was not exactly difficult to find. He was vocal, active, and entirely open about what he was doing. When a journalist made contact with him undercover, he
I.
Hmm. Wh-
Yes, do you
What
have something to say?
what is funny? Well, it is not funny. It's just I state things. Sorry, it's not funny. But the name on the chat is Polish name.
Mm-hmm. Well, what was I going to say? Oh yeah.
But it
No, you know what? Sorry. It's nothing like I was going to say some very standard cookie cutter stuff about like how people have such a dedication to being evil and something like that. But you know what? Sorry, let's just continue.
spoke freely. He described drugging his wife with sleeping pills and alcohol. He acknowledged that this combination can be potentially lethal. He also acknowledged that she had absolutely no idea what was happening to her. He showed no concern and no remorse. When he explained what he was doing, he told the journalists that he was hiding it well and that he had to be careful. He even shared details of his methods, and he uploaded footage to prove it. Before too long, this Peter eventually gave journalists what he claimed to be his home address, thinking that the undercover journalists were on his side. When CNN later traveled to Poland and asked to meet him face to face, he was somewhat hesitant. He had spent months speaking openly inside an encrypted group.
Okay, but this is important, I think. Uh, it's very disturbing to me because the stuff with that I was going to say of like people's dedication to evil is very cookie cutter. But what's even more disturbing is that, well, obviously the crimes that people imagine of this nature, like sexual crimes, can occur like out on the street or on a club, etc. A lot of it occurs within one's own home. They occur uh, like the victims are generally the perpetrators, like loved ones, like friends, like family, like stuff like that, And I don't know, it just requires, because with a stranger, right? Obviously, it's not good, but you can kind of rationalize that, oh, it's someone I don't know, I have no feelings towards this person, I'm going to do something bad with them. Obviously this isn't a normal way to think, this isn't a thought that anyone should have, but it's at least more understandable than, no, there's this person, this fragile person that I'm supposed to love and protect, and I go and do like this terrible stuff with them. And the fact that like a lot, in fact a majority of the crimes of said nature like occur with victims close to the perpetrator is just something that irks me, it's genuinely disgusts me.
Yeah, man, I agree. I'm sitting here nodding my head as you're speaking. I mean, there's an extra layer of evil you have to do that with someone you're supposed to be close with, like a family member or friend or something like that.
Hmm. It's several
Mhm.
layers of evil, I'd say. Just one sec. Sorry. Again, we're going to have those types of minor pauses because of the party that's going on. Hopefully, it won't be too much of a problem. Hello, everyone?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay. Kodokunasu must have left for a bit too, so I'll wait for him.
I'm here.
No, you're here? Okay, so let's continue. I'll get to the comments later.
But meeting in person was different. But by then, it was already too late. CNN published their investigation on the 26th of March 2026, and on the 9th of April, Polish authorities arrested him. He was charged
Yes!
with aggravated SA, where the victim is vulnerable or unable to resist. He has admitted the charges, and he faces between 3 and 20 years in prison. We can only hope it's the latter.
I was going to say something, but like, no, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care if YouTube bans me. Fucking 20 years, dude deserves to be fucking shot in the back of fucking store. Like, oh,
Yeah,
oh no, like let's put him in prison for 20 years. No, 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 no. You just take him to the back of the prison. You like pick up a Glock and you just unload on the fucker until he's not moving anymore.
and he's very much outside back the jail there.
Yeah, just fucking jail, I swear. Continuing on.
The second platform at the center of this investigation is motherless.com. It's an adult website that is totally legal. It appears in standard search results, and in February of 2026, it recorded 62 million visits. The majority of the traffic comes from the United States. Now, just to clarify, the number 62 million got used on social media almost immediately. Posts claiming that 62 million men attended this academy began circulating online in April of 2026.
Okay, Gummy Gum makes a good point here. For YouTube, what I just said in Minecraft or whatever. Okay, no, I don't actually mean it. Totally not.
I mean, in real life.
Some of the
I mean,
What? Sorry.
Me personally, I mean in real life. So
No,
they
no.
come after my channel.
Oh, okay, okay. Uh, no, I mean, fucking. You know what? No, fuck it. Fuck it. YouTube can go and go after both of us. I like. It, I just mean it. Like this whole in Minecraft bullshit. You know what? Like, I'm not gonna be a coward.
Those posts received millions of views. Now, this story is disturbing enough, but these claims are false. The 62 million figure represents the total traffic to the entire website for 1 month, and Motherless hosts over 100 categories of content. The illegal SA material is a specific section within it. This context matters. Spreading false statistics damages the credibility of the actual story, and the story is bad enough without any exaggerations. Because what is verifiable is this. Motherless.com allegedly hosts more than 20,000 videos in what CNN has labeled as sleep content. These are
The problem with these kinds of claims, and I'm glad that the YouTuber went over that, because the problem with these kinds of claims is that, like, like Disturbance said, what actually happened is already disturbing enough, right?
Hmm.
But unfortunately, that number, the 62 million, was co opted by outright misandrists, right? And used to try to say, look, look, see, I told you all men were evil. And like instead of discussing the issue and like properly assigning blame and punishing the people actually responsible, what these people do is they just use it to fuel their own narrative that, oh, look, all men are bad, and in doing so they actually hurt their own point, because by diluting the blame like that, it gets actually harder to go after the people actually doing that. So it's a good thing that a lot of people went on to try and disprove it, but unfortunately misandry is very much widespread in social media, and so a lot of people, even after this was proven false, just continue with the narrative because it's a narrative that they held before this even happened, you know? So it's quite sad.
Yeah.
But before we continue, let me address the comments because some people are making some really good points. Anyway, it kind of goes like with the topic we're talking about. That guy wanted the guy kind of saying is right to smash her when she's asleep. So I wanted true crime one about that. Oh yeah, I think what inspired Gummy Gun to even recommend this video at all is because I was mentioning a story on stream one time about a guy that he was asking on Twitter like, oh, like if the woman is in coma, right, but she's still married, uh like is the husband allowed to like do things to her to make sure that she fulfills her marital duties? And like I read that and I went to talk about it on stream because I was like, what the fuck, bro? And some people even pointed out, like, don't you have nudes of her? Like, can't you just do that while you wait for her to wake up, you fucking monster? Like, what the fuck? You know,
Yeah.
that's what inspired this, you know?
Yeah, the player's benched right now. He's not playing.
No, I know, I paused it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like the his wife. She's out of the game for right now. Go do
Okay,
something else.
that's what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you meant there. But anyway, moving on. Chad School tried to pull me away from this stream. Focus on your school, you fucking asshole. Anyway, you didn't miss anything. To be honest, I don't think those people. To be honest, I don't think people go after those close to them solely because they're more evil. It's more about access. Yeah, it's about convenience. Though again, like it's not. The point, like their objective is not to be like, oh, further evil, but like it's probably a matter of convenience for them, but it just adds to the evil of the act, you know? That's what I mean. It's why I hate the stranger danger BS, because 90% of the time, not exaggerating, of the SA cases are within the victims' homes, like straight up incest. You really can't trust anyone, not to be a nihilist. I don't necessarily agree. Obviously, like, we should be taking more active measures against the 90% of cases that do occur within the home, that do occur within people who are close. However, like, stranger danger is very much a real thing, and it does occur a lot as well. And it's good to be like wary of that, you know? So I think both are important. Though obviously we should put more importance on what happens more. That I agree. What the fuck? Anyway, no way. He deserves the 20 years in prison. Do you know what they're going to do to him in prison? Worse than. Oh, God, I didn't even think of that. Oh, God. Okay, you make a good point. No, death penalty is not the answer. Never heard of CECOT? That's a worse fate. I have not heard of that. I'm sorry. Are any of you familiar with this like acronym CECOT?
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay. Inluidity is already marked for death. He's embracing it at this point.
Ain't that the damn truth?
I hope we do not lose you away. It's fine. It's probably nothing bad's gonna happen. But yeah,
Mm.
sorry.
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I saw this article a couple of times where it's like everyone is a rapist. Well, actually, I just thought about it. I'm lying. Most people want to push the narrative that the people who consumed the content were guilty, and the people who didn't say anything about the content were just as guilty. Again, I already commented about this, so it's fine. Don't worry, Gamigan. I already like got the video you want me to watch later. You know, like you know what? Just to for you to be like just for you to be like safe. Let me just search for it right now. Okay, and we're going to watch this later. Let's continue. Yeah, marital duties. Yeah, that's what the guy was arguing. I actually got the ick just from you repeating that. Not gonna lie, stranger danger ruined an entire generation of kids' childhood. Can't go out and explore the world because there could be a pedophile in a bush. I mean, there could be, like, that's actually like a thing, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, that was
About
real big when I
the
was growing up.
marital duties,
Yeah.
I don't support the idea of marital duty thing, but actually, in some countries, there is in law idea of marital duty. I mean, in some cases, when it is determined who is at fault of
A crime.
how it is called ending marriage,
Okay.
divorce, who is at fault of divorce. If someone can prove that their partner didn't want to have sex with them at all, the partner will be at fault of divorce.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But let's continue.
Are videos of women who appear to be unconscious while being filmed and essayed, and in some cases, they are being assaulted by multiple men. And these videos have hundreds of thousands of views. These were uploaded by users who are still online today.
God, this reminded me of some news I've seen, especially with the multiple people thing. It's just, oh God, it's just awful, man. Genuinely so. Like you see the girls that survive after like this happens to them, like it doesn't matter. Fucking therapy. They could get like the best medical like treatment ever. they are ruined for life. And I don't mean that in the sense like of, oh, like used goods or some bullshit like that. No, I mean they're traumatized. They are broken. They themselves pretty much said something along the lines of, I will never be the same person again. And I feel so sorry for these people, I swear.
Hmm.
But anyway.
CNN contacted motherless.com for comment, but they didn't respond. There is a connection between the website and the Telegram groups. It's how the network recruits. A user uploads a video to Motherless, and then somewhere in the comments or the tags, there's an invitation to other parts of the internet, including the secret chats on Telegram. One of the most common tags used across this content was "iCheck." It's a way of categorizing videos where the perpetrator lifts a woman's eyelids to confirm that she is unconscious before proceeding. This tag became a marker, a signpost for others who knew what they were looking for. And inside the link, there is a functioning community. They have experienced members and moderators, with newer members asking questions. Threads organized by topic, such as substances, dosages, filming techniques, how to avoid leaving forensic evidence, how to explain marks on the victim's body, and so on and so forth. The ZZZ group on Telegram is one example, but it's not the only one. CNN's investigation made clear that this is a decentralized...
Okay, what I'm going to have to do is that, unfortunately, I don't have much to comment, I think, further on this video. So, what I'm going to do is what I did to some other videos, so just so that the stream can be more dynamic. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to, uh, like, speed up the video, like to 1.2 times speed, probably, so that we can get through it faster and we can get to some parts where I have stuff to comment, you know?
Okay.
centralized network, so when one group is shut down, another one just forms. The ZZZ group is now defunct.
Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, that's how these websites can stay on the clear net. Like, you take down one, it's like a fucking hydra. Like, three others sprout back like fucking roaches, you know?
However, the community that built it is not. And we have an example of a huge case in France. Similar behavior was occurring on a site named Coco, and when that came to an end, the members went elsewhere. But we can't discuss this topic without going into the case of Pellico. Meet Gisela Pellico. She was born in Germany in December of 1952, and she moved to France at the age of 5. By her own account, she had a happy and stable childhood. In 1971, she met a man named Dominique Pellico. They were both 18 years old at the time, and they got married just 2 years later, in April of 1973. Allegedly, according to him, Dominique had a very different upbringing. By his own account, his father was beyond brutal. He would abuse his mother, and he witnessed it on several occasions. He also said he saw his father essay his adopted daughter. And on top of all this, he alleged that he was essayed by a male nurse at the age of 9. But it's important to say that none of this excuses his future behavior. The couple went on to have 3 children in total. They eventually settled in Mazan, a small, quiet village in the south of France. It's the kind of place where everyone knows everyone, and by all appearances, they had what seemed like an ordinary life. But little did Gisela know that she had been married to a monster for nearly half a century.
One of the most disturbing things about like cases of um like, and this isn't to like blame victims, okay? I'm just talking about very disturbing statistic I saw, is that a lot of, I don't remember the exact percentage, obviously it's not the majority of them, but a lot of the perpetrators of SA or of rape or stuff like that are themselves victims, you know? Like, unfortunately, being a victim sometimes can cause people to, if they have another like issue on top of that, uh, deal with it in a very unhealthy way of trying to gain control over the situation by doing it themselves. It's very horrific and at the same time incredibly tragic, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you have
I,
something to comment on that or no?
I was just gonna say it's like I feel like I want to take like the low road, and in my opinion, I was saying it's like something bad happened to them, they should know to do better. But it's like you
Uh-huh.
can't put them in a box like that. How they cope with what happened to them is
One sec. Not with you. It's just the person outside. Sorry, you can continue.
I was just wrap it up. This was how they cope with what happened to them is mostly up to them.
Yes.
But I would hope they would have people in their lives or some sort of network to like kind of coax them into a more productive, healthy outlet.
Yeah, yeah. One sec. I'll respond to you shortly. Okay, sorry for that. But to kind of interact with what you said, to kind of respond, yeah, like I will add that unfortunately a lot of people don't have this kind of structure. They don't have anyone to tell them to like help them cope with it in a healthy way. And it's even worse because some of the healthy coping mechanisms, like some people try to share them online, and then people like tell them that their coping mechanism is not healthy, even though like a doctor literally told them it is, because oh, it's discussion is that whole thing, right? That whole discussion. But yeah, that doesn't excuse anything. Like obviously I agree with you that especially when you're an adult and you do this, it's all up to you. Like how you deal with that is entirely up to you. Like if you do it in a healthy way or not. It's at the end of the day your responsibility, and you need to face the consequences for whatever you do. That I agree with. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have something to add, Kodokunasu?
No.
Okay. Anyway, I never said stranger danger isn't a real thing. I meant that kids are taught about stranger danger, not general boundaries. Why only strangers can hurt them? Why not teach them that nobody, even your loved one, should touch you or caress you in certain places unless for health or hygienic purposes like an injury or bathing a baby? Okay, that I can agree with. Okay. Remember seeing someone who claimed to have somnophilia, think the name for the sleeping kink, saying her boyfriend got accused of SA because someone who had a crush on him leaked videos of him and her. Could be fake because it's on Reddit, but imagine how hellish it has to be to have that kink, you know? Uh, it's not that bad because obviously it's one of those things that can, it's not a paraphilia, right? A paraphilia is something that can only like be expressed through evil, like for example zoophilia. Like there is no healthy way
Mm,
to express that. But for example,
you are not correct, away.
what do you mean?
Uh,
It generally depends on definition, but in the most wide in most wide definition, paraphilia is not typical, is untypical
Yeah,
sexual preference.
okay.
It depends on definition because, for example, DSM define it as interest in anything other than mm, phenotypically typical consenting adult partner. But it's generally not like that. It's something necessarily evil.
Okay, so let me adjust my argument then. uh like it's not uh like somniphilia is not a taste that's necessarily like completely evil. Like for example, again, zoophilia or necrophilia. There's no way to express that is like correct, right? But with somnophilia, there are quite a few people that like to be to engage in those types of situations during their sleep. They like to wake up to that. Like there's a way to express that in a healthy way as long as you have a partner that understands and agrees to this. So it makes your life more difficult if you want to engage on it, but it's not necessarily something that is like an evil desire. It depends on how you express it, is what I wanted to say. You'll be surprised how much torture on a prisoner, white room. Okay, white room torture. So you're advocating for that instead death penalty. Okay. I think they used to do it to people behind the civil rights movement. Okay. I get what you mean. Unless it just got normal solitary. Something hurt people, hurt people. Yeah, you would not realize how powerful white room torture is. I know, I heard of it, and I know that it's a very effective method, yeah. Human rights violation, don't have much to add to that. Never trust a therapist or a doctor when talking mentally. Never trust them, never go to them. I will not comment on that. Talking about healthy coping mechanism, taboo fiction is a healthy coping mechanism, is what I was like referring to. Yeah, it's always just so sad to see when people have a fucked up life and just treat it like the status quo, no matter what you tell them. Anyway, thank you, Coconuts, for explaining paraphilia. Okay, a therapist can take advantage of you as well, so I understand. Okay, it's another more parallel discussion, so we'll continue because we haven't even finished one video and it's almost an hour, so we have to hurry up. Those discussions are nice, but we really have to hurry up, so let's continue.
In 2010, Dominique was arrested, but not for anything to do with Gisela, not yet. At first, he was caught using a hidden camera in a pen to film up women's skirts in supermarkets. He was fined and then later released. Gisela didn't find out about this arrest for another 10 years. A year later, Dominique's heinous fetishes evolved. In 2011, he began drugging Gisela, his own wife. He crushed sleeping pills and
Oh god, I just said that we need to speed up, and I already pausing again because, like, I will admit to a fault of my own, okay? Before there were more regulations on this type of stuff, when I used to go to like porn sites, right? I used to see videos like that of guys filming up girl skirts. Because like I watched some porn movies and I thought like, oh, this is like those movies, or this is like anime, like this is consensual, this is just some movie, some acting. Like I only came to realize that this was filmed without people's consent later, when I saw some reports on these types of videos being rightfully like taken off these websites, and like it really fucked me up, honestly, because like what I was seeing was just, you get the point, right, of what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say. Yeah, I really regret seeing that, essentially.
anti-anxiety medication into her food and drink, and he did so regularly for 9 years. While she was unconscious, he essayed her multiple times. But what makes this even more unbelievably twisted is that he invited strangers to do the same thing. He was able to find strangers online using the Coco platform. This platform was founded in 2003 and was marketed as a dating site, but it was entirely unmoderated. At its peak, it had 778,000 visits a month, and it's referenced in more than 23,000 reports of criminal activity between 2021 and 2024. Inside this platform Coco, Dominique created a forum, and he called this forum Without Her Knowledge. He used an alias online to hide his true identity, and on the forum he told men that he and his wife shared the same fetish, that she enjoyed being taken while she was asleep. And he allegedly told these people that she had consented to all of it. But the messages make clear that many of the men knew exactly what they were walking into. Real messages from inside that chat room translated for the court read like this: I'm about to dose her. We will have to wait at least 1 hour to essay her. Then one person asks, does she suspect anything? After the initial contact on Coco, conversations moved to Skype. There, Dominique would video call the men and flip the camera around to see his wife unconscious. The men who came to his house were not quite the people you'd expect. The youngest was 22, and the oldest was 74. All of them lived within a radius of around 50 kilometers. There was a firefighter, a journalist, a nurse, a prison officer, and many more people with what appear to be just regular jobs. Many of the men had wives and children of their own. Gisela was essayed at least 92 times by...
It's almost never the people you would expect, because like Evil is not something that, like in fiction, right? In fiction, evil is essentially like written on people's faces. Like for example, in Fable, when you start like doing evil things, you literally grow like horns, like a demon. In
Yeah.
real life, that doesn't happen. Just a lot of the monsters that you see, those the serial killers, the like rapists, the pedophiles, they're all just regular people. Like you can never, it's that thing, you can never really tell like how a person is just by looking at them, because you don't have access to their thoughts. Like someone that looks super dangerous can just be like some chill guy, and someone that just looks like a regular guy can be the literal worst person ever. Like it's why you don't, you're taught from an early age, and there are like stories spanning like millennia that teach you that to not judge people on their appearance, you know.
Yeah, but
it,
be wary of strangers.
yeah, yeah. Like obviously no, you know what, I'll just end things here. It's fine.
By 72 different men over the span of 9 years. All of them were filmed and stored for later. It's terrifying to think that within a 50-kilometer radius of the home, there were this many men willing to do this. Dominique had a USB stick with the word abuses written on it, and inside this USB stick were more than 20,000 images and videos. They were meticulously organized and filed with the names of the men, and this went on for years.
This is a point though that I need to argue against, because like, oh, in a radius like that, there were this many people willing to do it. Like, what, like, what was it? Like 20, 10 people? Um, like obviously that's a lot. That's 10 to 20 more people than should be doing that. But like you need to understand scale, right? Like if I say something, for example, like in my country, if I say 200,000 people die a year in my country, you might say, "Oh my God, that's a lot of people," because like objectively it is like 200,000 people is a whole ton of people. But when you consider that my country has 200 to 300 million people, like that's a drop in a bucket, you know?
Yeah,
So like you need to have a sense of scale. You know, in a large population there are going to be a large number of people that are evil, not because there are like a lot of evil people. Objectively it's a fraction of the population, but a fraction of a fraction of millions of people, it's still a fuck ton of people, you know. So that is the thing that we need to keep in mind when we hear these numbers, you know,
yeah.
just
It's
to.
like I don't know if they have it in your country, but over here in the States, for sure, we have that like neighborhood watchdog website we can go on to and go to the addresses or like
Mhm.
streets and stuff and see how many like violent crimes and like sexual assaults and and all
Mhm.
that stuff. It's kind of crazy, the amount that's might be around you.
Mhm. Uh, I don't know if my country has it, but I'll research about it later. Maybe it does, honestly, and I just don't know. But let's continue.
And it only stopped when he was caught by accident. In September of 2020, Dominique was arrested yet again in the same supermarket doing the very same thing, filming up women's skirts. This time, a psychiatrist named Laurent was asked to assess him, and when the psychiatrist spoke to him, he noticed that something was horribly wrong, something with Dominique's demeanor. The psychiatrist called it a dissonance. He said something was hidden behind the surface. He knew that he was dealing with a potentially dangerous man with a dark secret. So, the psychiatrist advised the police to just look a little further into his life. And when they did, they found the devices with 9 years of abuse. By the time Gisela found out, she
Okay,
was
give me a
67 years
sec
old.
again.
She was married to this man for nearly half a
I'm
century.
not going to
She had
pause
no
the
idea
video
what
this
was going
time.
on,
I'll just
not a
leave for a
single
bit.
memory. Remarkably, the only reason why we're aware of this case is for one reason, and one reason only. Gisela could have asked for the trial to be held in private. That would be her right under French law. But she refused, and she waived her right for anonymity. But she pushed for evidence, including Dominique's footage, to be shown in an open court. She said that she wanted all of society to be a witness. And when asked about the shame that so often falls on the victims in these cases, she said, "It's not for us to have shame, it's for them." The trial opened on the 2nd of September.
Okay, just a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, so there was a part that was important that apparently I missed, so I'll be going back a bit, just a bit. Uh, but yeah, sorry for like needing to leave all the time. It's just that some people keep calling for me. I hope it's not too like it doesn't bother you guys too much.
I understand, man. We got stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Let's continue.
Century. She had no idea what was going on, not a single memory. Remarkably, the only reason why we're aware of this case is for one reason, and one reason only. Gisela could have asked for the trial to be held in private. That would be her right under French law. But she refused, and she waived her right for anonymity. But she pushed for evidence, including Dominique's footage, to be shown in an open court. She said that she wanted all of society to be a witness. And when asked about the shame that so often falls on the victims in these cases, she said, "It's not for us to have shame, it's for them." The trial opened on the 2nd of September 2020.
Absolutely based like this. That comments of people calling this woman like strong. Absolutely, that's what a strong woman is. Like she
Mhm.
is someone everyone should admire. Like in my view.
For sure. Yeah.
And it ran for 3.5 months. 51 men were placed in the dock. Dominique pleaded guilty to all charges. Most of the others claimed that they believed it was all consensual and that she wanted it, that it was a game that she agreed to. However, they conceded
Yeah, sure.
that they never heard it come from her mouth once, only from Dominique. On the 19th of December 2024, all 51 men were convicted. Dominique received the maximum sentence, 20 years behind bars. His co-defendants received anywhere from 3 to 15 years. In total, 51 men were sentenced to a combined 428 years in prison. Gisela sat in court to hear the sentencing, and then she walked out to cheers. Now, here is the part.
What I'm going to say is going to sound very fucked up, but honestly, like this is unfortunately a good ending to this story. Because you might say, "Oh, but the good ending would be if it hadn't happened at all." True, but I've seen so many stories of people like getting away with it, of people like going to prison and even then like coming out like days after. That whenever I hear about an actual conviction where people were actually arrested for years and years of their life, like unfortunately, that is the good ending in these cases.
Yeah, I agree.
That links Pellicott directly to what was found in the CNN report in 2026. When Dominique was arrested in 2020, the spotlight briefly fell on Coco, the platform he used. And by the time that the trial had concluded in December of 2024, French authorities had shut it down. Its founder, a man named Isaac Stiedel, was arrested in January of 2025. Coco was gone for good, but the community that had used it was not. These men migrated, some to other sites, some to Telegram, and some to motherless.com. There, they rebuilt what they once had, on new platforms with new names. The chat room called Without Her Knowledge, in essence, became the Telegram group called ZZZ. Before we get into why this is still happening in the Pellico case, we must first look at the impact these sorts of crime had on others. CNN spoke with 3 victims of their 2026 investigation. Their names are Zoe Watts, Amanda Stanhope, and Valentina. Zoe Watts is from Devon, in the southwest of England. She was married for 16 years and had 4 children. One day, she went to church with her husband on a Sunday morning in 2018. But when they came home, he sat her down and confessed to something truly horrific. He admitted that he had been crushing her son's sleeping medication into her tea and essaying her while she was unconscious. She didn't find out from her own memory. She only found out because he decided to tell her. She later said in an interview that he reeled off a list of his wrongdoings as if it was a shopping list. She also said the following: "We worry about who's coming up behind us when we're walking down the street. We worry when we are going to our car late at night in a car park. But we don't tend to worry about who we lie next to in bed, and I didn't realize that I had to until now." Amanda Stanhope is from Wigan, in the northwest of England. For 5 years, she kept waking up wrong. She woke up wearing different clothing than what she was wearing when she had gone to sleep. She also had unexplained bruises with no memory of anything. She asked her partner about it, but he told her that she was imagining things and that she was on too much medication.
Okay, let me address the comments a bit, just so that I can engage with people on this. Uh, Honestly, this sounds so typical of that chat, but a part of the reason why I would rather read Ero manga and stuff like this because I know 100% that it's not harming anyone, except for that mangaka. But who cares about that guy? Yeah, I agree. We've been teaching that message for centuries and still nobody learns it. Humanity is just like that with everything. Like, we need to be taught the same lesson thousands of times, because what happens is that uh and this is a cycle that people notice. Like, we identify a problem, we make a solution to that problem, and we call it tradition. Then other people who don't have to live with that problem say, hey, why are we doing this? This is so annoying. Like, let's tear it down. Like, we need to break from tradition and like do things our way. Then the problem comes back and we just go through this whole stupid thing again. Not to say, obviously, that breaking from tradition in general is bad, but a lot of people, but humanity would benefit a lot from realizing that, like, before you break from tradition, you need to understand tradition. I always like argue this about art, about like more lighter subjects. Like, for example, if you really hate uh for example, the whole story of the knight saving the princess from the dragon in a tower, right? You need to write that story. Like, you need to write it perfectly. Don't deviate from it at all. Like, just understand exactly what makes that story work and what makes it so popular before you start tearing it down. Uh, and the same can be applied to more serious things like these. Like, before we move on from any tradition, it's important to understand that tradition. Why is it wasn't implemented? Like, the reasons for it, like why it works, like why have people been repeating that for years and years and years, you know? And sometimes the reasons they have are bad, and there are like some traditions that should be broken from, but it's important to understand them before you do so. Like, you need to understand if that weird bar in like the elevator is just there to like be an inconvenience and to make it so getting in and out the elevator is like harder, like if it was put there by a troll, or you need to know if that bar is there to just hold the whole elevator together, you know? Understand before you do anything. But anyway, still crazy 92 guys too. His voice is so deep. Oh my goodness, bro. Bro, become a video essayist. You are a video essayist technically, right? In Ludity.
I guess you could probably call me that. Yeah.
So yeah, he already is. You just need to check the description. People just saying that she's a very strong woman. I agree. All this is so annoying because genuinely harming normal people. Yeah, because of people like this is why because I said about like the whole misandry thing, and obviously I'm not justifying that, but a lot of the reason why a lot of women are misandrous is because they see cases like this and they become afraid, and rightly so, you know? Like, as much as you should blame those women for taking what's essentially 0.2% of men and like punishing everyone for what those horrible people did, you also need to punish those men and make sure that to diminish their numbers as much as possible, and to show the society that people who do these things are properly punished, so that this kind of atmosphere can be like avoided in the first place. You know, it's a joint effort. I'd say. Anyway, Diddy only got some months in prison. Yeah. And unfortunately, like a lot of criminals nowadays are getting straight up like donations and support for their crimes. It's fucked up. But anyway, there are journalists and whistleblowers using Telegram and other sites like that because they genuinely worry about their own safety. But people like this ruin it for everyone. Mm-hmm. Do you have something to add, you two?
No.
Kodokunasu?
On misandry, I recently heard about the case that some man was dating with some woman, and after first date,
Mm-hmm.
he sent her a sound message. He told her that he just told her that he will be not he will be not interested he will not be interested in dating anymore if there will be no sex in their relationships later.
Okay.
And he done it in extremely awkward and incorrect way, but it's not like he had any ill intentions or anything. He just said straight up what he is expecting. And after that, a lot of people was extremely angry on that man because this woman shared this message on the internet, on TikTok, from what I remember. And some women were like, someone said, men are not alone enough.
Yeah, like this is the other side of the coin, because like women create this type of, obviously it's like it's much less serious in that case, specifically, but women create these types of like atmospheres too, because today there are a lot of women that whenever a guy is like awkward or does anything like that makes them uncomfortable, even if like he doesn't mean to do it, even if he isn't malicious about it, there's this culture of shaming them. And because of that, it's like a lot of women are complaining now, oh, why don't men approach women anymore? Like why the fuck do you think, you know? So again, it's just a case of it being a two-pronged problem, right? We need to encourage men to not take what is objectively a minority of women, uh, like to consider them, to generalize them to all women, but we also need women to not do this, or to at least call them out when they do it. So again, it's just something that applies to various other aspects. But anyway.
In his words, he said that she was mental. He was trying to rewrite her reality for a while, and for a while it did work. However, eventually, she set up a camera. With this, she uncovered the truth. With encouragement from her brother, she went to the police with video evidence of her boyfriend essaying her while she was unconscious. But the officer who dealt with her told her that they couldn't use this footage. The reason given was that she appeared to be asleep in the footage, and that they couldn't rule out that she was pretending, and they said that it didn't look forced. She brought them a video of herself being essayed, and the response was that it looked too peaceful to be a real assault. Now, with that said, in the end, her partner was eventually charged, but he died before the case could reach trial. Amanda has since spoken publicly about what happened and how the Pellico case moved her. She said, if a 72-year-old woman could face 51 men, then she could tell her story. But the damage doesn't undo itself. She said she now sees everyone around her differently. The trust she had in people is now gone. Valentina is a mother of two from northern Italy. Her husband of 20 years had been drugging her with alcohol and sedatives and then filming himself essaying her. She didn't find out from him, nor the police. She found out by discovering the videos herself. Without them, she believes that no one would have believed her. There were no marks, no evidence, nothing. In 2021, he was convicted and sentenced to 8 years. Zoe, Amanda, Valentina, none of them were attacked by a stranger, only by people who should have loved them the most. So, after all of this, it begs the question, how do men keep getting away with it, at least for the most part? And why is creating the forums and posting the footage legal? Why are all these websites still online and taking no accountability? And why did it take journalists to get involved to highlight these dark corners of the internet? Many are asking, shouldn't the authorities be doing this instead and shutting down these cesspools? In America, the answer starts with a piece of American legislation called Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. It was passed in 1996 when the internet was barely a decade old. And what is established broadly is this. Online platforms are not legally responsible for the content uploaded by their users. Without Section 230, every user post would be a potential liability. There is a genuine argument for why some form of this protection needs to exist, but it also means that motherless.com can host 20,000 videos of apparent SA and face no legal consequences for hosting them, because they didn't make the videos, the users did. Since CNN published their investigation in March of 2026, there has been some movement. One arrest in Poland, Peter, as mentioned earlier. One Telegram group was shut down, the ZZZ group. Several European lawmakers have publicly acknowledged that these networks exist, one of them being Jess Phillips in the UK. But motherless.com is still online. The 20,000 videos are still there to this day. Most of the men who made these videos are still free, so it's clear that more must be done.
this is the part where I'm going to disagree. Like, we need to do more, but we need to do more against those individual people. Because, like, when we start blaming the platforms, it generally results in one, kids not being protected. Like, women and children are not protected. We have studies that this kind of thing doesn't work to give people safety. And two, like, if you ban these more out in the open platforms, they would just go into the more obscure platforms and will be harder to find. Ironically, it's better to allow this kind of thing out in the open because it makes it easier for people to be caught, you know? So, yeah, we should be doing more, but we should be doing more in the sense of, at least to me, going after, like, putting more effort into going after the individual people doing this and not blaming the platforms, you know? If anything, the platforms again are doing a good thing by putting this out the open and making it easy, or at least easier, to get these people, you know? That's my view on things. But what do you guys think?
I think we should at least start kink shaming again.
That also doesn't fucking work, but okay. Kodokunasu?
Mm, no.
Okay. Oh my god, are you talking about the weaponized consent video? I have no idea what this is. I'm sorry, but I haven't watched that video. No, I'm not talking about that. Yeah, he sounded autistic, not gonna lie. Honestly, Kodokunasu, you should look at both sides for that situation. I watched a video from a psychologist and I think she had a point. He was basically breaking the must be ongoing part, which seems obvious when you think about it. And she was saying that if he did something and she didn't like it, said no and stuff, he would say, well, you just said yes yesterday. Though my initial perspective on it was, you're a grown ass adult, this guy is just a chud, just say no. But I could see the therapist's point and I think she was right. At the same time, if you went on the second date, you kinda gotta look in the mirror and tell yourself you deserve better. Yeah, I at least agree with the main idea that Big P is putting forward of this being something that most things you need to look at various sides of the issue, not just one or another. To be fair, it's hard to convict it. Yes, that is fair. Women have become very judgmental when approaching. I have no idea what you. Yeah, bad man can make me look bad. Bad woman make woman look bad. Yeah, I agree with that. Uh, I don't know what you're talking about in this comment here. Anyway. Oh, and also censorship for everyone. Bitches be like, the government should go after the sites. We should go after the individuals. I'd be like, bitch, it depends. Okay. I think the discussion already went on far enough. And so I'm stopping it here. And I'm glad to see you made it home, Evil Bookman, so you can get a better watching experience. But yeah, let's watch another one. I chose to start with this one because like it was the worst one. Like it was the most serious one. The rest, outside of that one video that Gummy Gun recommended at the beginning of the stream, are mostly going to be fiction or things at least less serious than what we watch right now. That's why I wanted to start with it, so people knew like what they were getting into and they didn't just stumble into like a creepypasta reading to that, you know. But yeah, things from now on are going to be somewhat lighter, even if still disturbing. Okay, can we start, or do you have something to say before we do?
Ready to start?
Kodokunasu?
We can start.
Okay, so let's start. Oh, I'm going to... yeah.
The only reason I came across the couch is because in my free time I like to check out sketchy websites. Anything from foreign play stores to gambling and betting to pirating. Sometimes I like to type random keywords in the search bar, followed by .com, .net, etc. That night I was combing for a...
Oh, actually, before we continue, I need to set something up. It would just take a moment, I promise. Oh, God, okay. Sorry. God damn it, it just doesn't improve, does it? Okay. Okay, let's continue.
a good pirating site. One of my go-to favorite ones got shut down, and all the new ones I got so far were either defunct, riddled with obnoxious ads and pop-ups, or just took me to a totally different and unrelated URL.
Okay, to kind of lighten up the conversation, I had this experience a lot when like going to anime piracy websites, right? Like sometimes you have a site that seems very good at first, and then with time they just become more and more obnoxious to use. Have you guys ever faced that situation as well, in which a site at first seems good and then like later it becomes shittier and shittier, so you have to switch?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kodokunasu, have you been through that?
Mm, yes. Wait a
Why are
second.
you hesitating?
Mm,
Look, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Just say no comment. Kodokunasu?
mm, I have nothing to comment about.
Okay, so we will like stop that topic there. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable.
No, it wasn't uncomfortable.
Okay.
It took an hour of non-stop clicking and scrolling until I found a good one. On the, no joke, 50th Google page, I came upon a site called allyourfreemoviesrighthererightnow.com.
Oh god, I saw a video about this actually. Did you know that most Google pages of the Google search are fake? Like they will always say, "No, we got you like 1 billion searches," and then they will tell you that there are thousands and thousands of pages. Someone made an experiment, right? And like they went to the last page of a really popular topic, like something like apples. Like there are tons of articles about apples. Like there's tons of things because it's such a generic topic. And like it said, oh, 2 billion results and 2,000 pages. The dude actually went through to the end and actually like that was all just a lie. At the end, it revealed the real number of pages. It was something like 150 pages and something like 200,000 to 300,000 results, which is still a lot, but it shows that all those statistics that Google gives you are total bullshit a lot of the time. You know, just a funny thing that I want to share with you all.
Hmm.
Did you know that already?
I had heard about that. I think I just didn't know it in detail like you do.
Me too.
Okay, so you heard about it, but not to this level, to like I described it to more detail, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's continue.
Although the website sucked in terms of naming, it was a hell of a lot better than the other ones I combed through. Really, I was just happy to find one that wasn't in Russian or Arabic or the 500th ad that told me that browsers and Jerkmate are free. They have pretty much every film you can think of. And not just from major American studios, but ones from all over the world. A lot of banned and fucked up films were there too. I chuckled a little when I saw a Serbian film, Schoolgirls in Chains, Pink Flamingos, and Cannibal Holocaust on there. Out of curiosity, I clicked on the New category. The page redirected me to the most recent films added. I had never heard of any of them, but I decided to skim through. Maybe I'd find something I liked. Eventually, on the 4th page, I came across The Couch. It was 55 minutes long, was released in 2004 from the United States, but had no description or cast and crew list. The cover was of 6 cartoony animals.
By the way, we can't see the video. No, you can. It's just that the video is a black screen. Like, it actually is just a black screen. It only like transitions into like an actual video later, but you can't see the video. It's just that this is the fucking video.
Sitting on a couch. A cat, a rat, a goat, a horse, a rooster, and a bull. A speech bubble came from the cat, who was saying,
Action.
In playful and colorful letters above them, it said The Couch. Honestly, it looked innocent enough. Definitely some kind of weird indie kids film, and was most certainly lost media at this point. I just so happened to be really into stuff like that, and wanted to see what this was. When I went to download it, though, I began having second thoughts. When pirating, you have to find sites you trust. And I won't say that I trusted all your free movies right here, right now.com. The Couch could have been literally anything. I like to say that I'm desensitized, but there's always stuff out there that will breach what you thought was your jaded mind. Then again, as I said, this site looked much better than the dozens of other pirating sites I visited. No annoying pop-ups, no flashing colors, no fake URLs, no bullshit.
Okay, again, since this is more fictional, I can be more lighthearted and say that, like, this happened to me recently, and Kodokunasu will be able to, like, back me up on this. Like, I thought I seen, like, some of the most disturbing and, like, fucked up, like, gross things imaginable, and then I saw that video of the cockroach being violated that a fish sent. Why? Why though? So yeah, I agree with what this guy is saying. Like, this is relatable. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? In Lunacy?
I do. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay. Oh god. Okay. So we all seen that video.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, let me see this. Disturbance history videos are serious. Okay, so we'll get through that one before like the Crystal Mary stuff. Did you hear about the low tier god creepypasta? Okay, people are just like making jokes about low tier god, which fair. Dude, I went through this shit so much just trying to watch Memories of Phantasm, Toho Doujin anime. Isn't this currently happening with manga decks? Yeah. Mensagem retratada, okay. They probably have 2 billion results and 2,000 pages, but they don't show them all to you for performance reasons. After a while, going to XYZ pages is really gonna hurt your bottom 1% performance. I don't know, like, you're gonna have to elaborate on why, because I don't understand, like, why that would be. Like, I'm not saying you're lying, I'm just saying that, like, can you explain, like, what do you mean by that? But yeah, let's continue.
Shit. Just movies and nothing more. As stupid as this decision was, I downloaded it. The video file was called thecouch.movie. It took about 10 minutes to download. So far, so good. When it was done, I clicked open, and it began to play. The first thing that came up was the title, The Couch, in that playful and colorful lettering. Happy music was in the background, and sounds of children's laughter accompanied it. After the title came text that said,
A film by Cat Cat, Rowdy Rat, Gloria Goat, Who Horse, Rage Roos, and Big Bull.
I laughed a little, calming myself down a bit and sitting back in my chair. What the hell was this? When the opening credits, if you can call them that, ended, it faded to black. There was an establishing shot of what appeared to be a big, nondescript building in the middle of a city. Immediately, I was confused. I thought this was going to be animated. People walked by, cars drove past. I could even hear a police siren in the distance. What was odd was that the people walking by were looking at the person filming with very confused looks. The shot just lingered on this one gray, dull building for a while, before the person filming began walking forward, into the street, towards it. I could hear cars coming to a screeching halt, and someone say,
What the fuck are you doing? Get out of the road!
Eventually, the person filming got to the other side. I heard heavy breathing and grunting as I walked down some stairs. At the bottom, there was a door. Painted in black above it were the words, "The couch," and an arrow pointing to the door. The person reached out to knock on it, and that's when my smile had completely faded. It wasn't a human arm that reached out and knocked. Rather, it was a large wing, obviously part of a costume. Briefly, the camera panned down, and I saw huge rooster feet. They banged on the door hard. I heard a click, and it slowly inched open, and it faded to black again. God damn it, I knew this was something bad. Well, bad isn't the right word. Yet. Just strange. I thought about closing out of it, but the morbid curiosity in me took over. I like weird shit, but exactly how weird was this going to get? The film came back on. Someone who I assume was Rage Roos was up close, setting up the camera in a dark room. They stepped back and I could see them in full. The rooster costume was yellow, but was old and worn out, so it was more of a pus color. It was covered in brown and green stains, had big bulging eyes that were popping out of their sockets, and as stated before, had giant feet. They cocked their head and started clapping and jumping up and down. Clearly edited in, rooster noises played. Rage Roost turned around and ran off into the darkness. An overhead light turned on, revealing a gross and decrepit room littered with...
I'm wondering, because I don't have much to say, should I, speed it up? Or do you think that the deliberate way in which he narrates it adds to the atmosphere and I should just listen? What do you guys think? I'm asking the
Leaving
chat
it
as
as
well.
is.
Leave it as it is.
Okay. In Ludity, you said something?
Yeah, I was saying leave it as is.
Okay. We'll leave it as is, but I'll also wait for chat, and if they want me to speed it up, I will. Like, if a significant number of people want me to speed it up, I mean.
with trash and caked in mold. 6 figures sat on an old torn couch in the middle. The first was Cat, someone in a gray and white cat costume. They were fat, with a bulging gut, and sinking into their own chin. The second was Rowdy.
What's the story about again? If I am understanding correctly, Dragon Quest Enjoyer, it's a story about a dude that he finds a obscure film on a random website and he begins watching it. And what initially appears as just a low budget kids movie starts turning disturbing as the costumes and the behaviors of the presenters, with the children on screen, start becoming more and more suspicious and weird, scary, that type of stuff.
Rat actually sitting behind everyone else on the top of the couch. That was because it wasn't a person in a costume. It was a brown puppet. There was clearly an arm puppeteering it from behind the couch. It looked like if you took Rizzo from the Muppets and made him addicted to meth. The third was Gloria Goat. They were someone in a black goat costume with an oddly placed pink bow tie on the mask and wearing an off-pink dress that did not go past their waist. It was also most certainly not a female playing Gloria. The fourth, Who Horse, was this tall and gangly person in a horse mask with hooves for hands and feet. We know about Rage Roos. Lastly, Big Bull was this huge muscular person in a bull mask and wearing nothing but a Speedo. I got the chills when I saw them.
The other ones, just I'll be honest, the Speedo one, as weird as that may sound, was the one that made me be like, hold up, because these other ones you can chalk it up, like being serious for a moment. There's other ones you can chalk up to than just being like low budget and people trying their best, but to make a good kids movie, but not having like enough resources, right? But like the one in the Speedo was like, yeah, no, this is weird, you know. That's to me where was when the story really took a turn. Did someone enter our chat or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Enter!
Okay, you're here. Okay, we're currently watching something on a website called Cosme. You please scroll back up and enter the link before we can continue.
Okay, let me check. Cosme.
Okay. Also, welcome to the string, Regius.
Thank you. Here I am. Room R.
Okay.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. Join it while I read the comments. Okay. I hate then there's corn of a red roach from Fallout smashing girls. I hate them. Who in the right mind likes red roach? I'm not saying that it's good. I'm not into that, but like I don't think people in this chat or in this conversation have any room to complain about this, you know? Like obviously it's weird, but like we all like weird shit, okay? As long as it's fictional, just I don't know, blacklist it, you know? That's my take on that.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand because I never interacted with a database that was so big that pagination, splitting your data into different pages, would start to affect performance. But let's say if you want to get to page 151, you have to go touch the last 150 pages if you want to go and get back to page 151. So if you wanted to touch page 1000, you can see how that would start to get it. Okay, I mess with that. Like we are tackling that right now in my programming classes. So yeah, I can definitely understand what you mean now, Big Pew. This might be wrong because, like I said, I don't have the experience with this, but I think I have the general idea right. Yeah. In that case, I would say that there are like methods available to make that process more like efficient to avoid that type of stuff. But yeah, if that's the issue, then I totally understand. You know, yeah, obscure roach. Oi, oi. Okay. But yeah, did you join the like room already?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Tell me when you hear audio, like whenever the video starts for you, just say it started or something, just so I can know that you're synchronized.
They looked extremely creepy.
Okay, now I.
I didn't like their
Okay.
vibes. Cat began to talk towards the camera, which was just deep meowing. There weren't even subtitles, so I didn't even...
Your audio is leaking into like the stream for some reason.
Oh my god. Let me check something.
Okay. They probably could make it more efficient, but at the same time, why would you? Yeah, that's a fair point. Like, if it's working well enough, because let's be honest, most people don't
How about
even go.
now?
Okay, let's see.
know what they were saying, but the other five cackled hysterically and clapped in response.
No, it's still leaking into the stream.
Wow.
Okay, but yeah, I agree with Big Pew because yeah, most people don't go past like page 2. Like, I only ever gone past page 10 on Google search myself. So yeah, the argument of why would they is very much valid there. But yeah, see if you can solve that before we can continue. In the meantime, like what do you guys think of this story? Like, what are your opinions so far on it?
He'd asked me about it before, and
Yeah, yeah.
he kind of gave me my impression, but I'm just kind of waiting for the quote unquote good part to happen.
Mm-hmm. Because I didn't. This was. How do I say it? This wasn't planned, you know. I really thought we wouldn't have the time to react, so that's why I asked you to react
Okay,
to
let's
it
try
before.
now.
Okay.
The scene shifted to a steel
Okay,
door
perfect.
embedded into the wall. It burst open, and another character in a bear costume began dragging in someone else. At first I couldn't tell who it was or what they were, until I realized that it was a little girl dressed like a dog. The bear slammed the door shut, leaving her alone with the other 6. Immediately she began to cry and bang on the door, desperate to escape. Cat screamed me out at her, but she didn't budge. The little dog girl slammed and pounded at the door, and when Cat rose from the couch, she screamed hysterically and slunk downwards. Cat grabbed her. The little dog girl tried to fight them off, but Cat was too strong. She was thrown onto the spot where Cat was sitting. Then, she cried and wailed in terror as Cat sat directly on her. I told you Cat was fat, but I mean really fat. I heard a crunch or two, and the little dog girl wheezing until she failed to make any more noise. Rowdy Rat, Gloria Goat, Rage Roos, Who Horse, and Big Bull were laughing these demented evil laughs. I paused the film. What the fuck just happened? I couldn't even process it. No, it wasn't gore in the traditional sense, I suppose. That's why it was so bewildering. I don't know. Don't ask me why I continued watching. Any normal person would have just stopped, but I don't have the honor of calling myself normal. I felt like I had to keep watching for some reason. Cat.
This is a common cliche in creepypastas that I really dislike. Like, there are some that like make it understandable, right? Why they keep watching despite everything. Like, for example, I read one where the game, the curse game that the character was playing was associated with his little brother's death. And yeah, even if it got disturbing, you would continue to play that because you want to know what happened to your little brother, right? You have an actual reason to be compelled to keep watching. But a lot of these protagonists could have just quit while they're ahead, you know? And they have every reason. Like, any normal person would have done that. So that's a cliche I particularly dislike in creepypastas. Just the ominous, unexplained reason why they just keep watching stuff, even when, like, realistically they wouldn't, you know? I'll be honest, I thought you guys would have something to comment about that.
Oh, I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I agree. I kind of hate the kind of pacing setup a lot of creepypastas go through. All the way up to the what the heck was that? That bullshit.
Uh huh.
Mm.
What do you guys think? Kodokunasu?
Mm, mm,
Are you not familiar with
sounds
Hmm.
like
creepypastas?
just like sounds just like some horror story.
You're not familiar with creepypastas, right?
Mm, I meant creepypasta.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And you, Regius, what do you think about this cliche?
Honestly, I have seen it way too many times to have a reaction. I'm just desensitized to it.
That's fair. Okay. Let's continue then. One sec, actually, because some people commented and it'd be good to get through those two. Anyway, people are just talking about computer science, and I just agree with like everything Big P was saying. Um, fair, fair. Sounds like demonic Furbies. Yeah. Are we sure it was a little girl? Maybe this is just some twisted film student's final project. Oh fuck, this is a creepypasta. I thought this was real. I'd believe it. Maybe this is some twisted film student's final project in the creepypasta. We'll have to see. I already saw like a creepypasta sort of like this one, which was called like The Teddy Bear or something like. No, it was called 1999, which was similarly about a really fucked up kids program. So this is going much in the same vibe, you know? But let's continue.
Cat screamed meowed, and the steel door flung open again. This time it was a man wearing a walrus costume. He flopped into the room like someone doing the worm. Immediately the big, blubbery walrus man began to flounder around while making walrus noises, clapping his makeshift flippers. While he was doing his routine, the little dog girl began to cry out from under Cat, who hopped off the couch, then slammed back down onto it. I heard a few more cracks. Once the walrus man saw that, he stopped and stared at Cat. I heard him breathing heavily, which then turned into a primal, livid fury as the walrus man got up off the floor and began charging towards the six. About 5 feet away from them, he slammed into something and fell backwards. It appeared as though he slammed into an indestructible glass. I don't blame him for not seeing it. His eyes were probably red and crusty, and I imagine he was at least partially blind. I just truly hope that wasn't his daughter.
Actually, this part is reminding me of that movie. Have any of you seen the horror movie The Walrus?
I have not.
No.
Okay, Regios, have you seen the movie The Walrus? Regios?
The Walrus.
Yeah, the horror movie The
Hmm.
Walrus.
First news I have of it.
Okay, so to explain what The Walrus is about this guy, right? That he's a piece of shit. Like, he exploits people who have been through tragedies, and he films them and uploads it to his channel for views, right? He essentially takes advantage of people who are in like tragic situations for views, and he's going to exploit a kid, which is based off the famous like meme of the Star Wars kid, right? But in the story of the movie, the kid was playing with an actual katana and ends up cutting his own leg, right? And so
Oof.
this dude is like trying to exploit that man's tragedy for money, but when he gets there, he finds out that the guy already like ended himself. And he's very frustrated because not because of the tragedy that occurred, because again we're trying to establish that he's a bad person, but because he won't get to make money off of it. And like just as soon as this happens, he receives a message from a rich guy that has a story for him that will compensate for the loss that he got, right? And so he's very excited. He just goes there without really like thinking much about it. And it's that thing of karmic justice, right? Because the old guy essentially drugs him and cuts off his leg so he can't escape, and so he's stuck in this wheelchair, right? But after that, which would already be like a karmic justice, he reviews his plan to essentially turn the dude into a walrus. Like, he is not just going to put him in a walrus costume, he's actually going to do a surgical procedure to actually turn him into a human walrus, to like morph his arms into flippers and to put this like walrus skin and actually surgically insert tusks into him. Like, and he even has like training after the whole process is done. He throws him into the water so that he learns to swim like a walrus in order not to drown, right? And at the end, they have a walrus fight where like
Oh my god.
where like the dude that was transformed into a human walrus goes to fight the doctor, who is actually just wearing a walrus costume, and the two duke it out like walruses, and, and the actual walrus man wins. And at this point, there's this subplot of his friends like noticing that he's disappeared and finding him, and they just find him at the end when like he wins his battle, like his walrus battle, and the movie ends with then like actually putting him in a zoo, right? Since he's been altered beyond belief, the only thing they can do is just put this guy that's been transformed into a human walrus into a zoo to be shown as some actual fucked up walrus man. And the last shot is of him like now has a walrus like shedding a single tear because he's still human inside. It's a very horrific film if you think about it, but the events are so absurd that it just turns into a comedy. You know, it's
Yeah,
not a
like
horror.
that movie.
It's not a horror comedy, to be clear. It plays itself completely seriously. It's just that it is so absurd that it turns into a comedy. It's supposed to be a completely serious horror movie that just turns into a comedy because of this shit. Fucking walrus fights.
I'm only gonna say one thing about this.
What?
Deja vu. I have been in this place before.
You seen a movie like that as well?
Yeah, I have seen one. It's titled The Human Centipede.
Oh no, but that
What
one is
about
way
that
more
one,
fucked
too?
up. That one is way more fucked up than this one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. This one sounds like a follow the leader kind of flick.
Hmm. But what about you, Kodokunas? What did you think about whatever I just described?
Fucked up a little bit, but not that much as when someone described me a Serbian movie.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That one is just we're not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Anyway, moving on.
Sooner we move on.
I am surprised she's alive. He's talking about the events of the creepypasta. Alters poorly the sky's fetish. I really hope not. Haven't because I'm a pussy that can't watch horror movies. That's understandable. Yeah, I seen The Warriors, an underrated movie. Seems like we have a fan here. Except Cocaine Bear. Yeah, it was a crazy movie, great horror movie. Yo, I can't tell which person is this family. Sorry. Yo, I can't tell which person is this. I'm sorry. I can't tell which person in this family photo is away. Which one is it? Fuck you and welcome to the Stream Official. Genuinely, how did you find out about this movie, away? I found about it through a review that a dude named Didas, I think it was the name of the channel, did. And then I went on to watch it because like it was so out there that I just needed to experience it for myself. I think drugs make more sense than this movie you're talking about. True, and welcome to the stream, Generico Geronimo. You ever read the manga Metamorphosis? I think most people have at this point. Yeah, the baby part of the film. Moving on.
At Cat-Cat's command, the door swung open again. The bear dragged the walrus man out, who had some sort of brain damage and his face was like a crushed watermelon. One of his tusks fell out. A few minutes later, the bear came back in with a crying, dirty woman dressed like a cat. Immediately, Cat-Cat rose to its feet and began rushing towards the glass, licking and rubbing it. The other 5 got up from the couch, Rage Roost grabbing the camera. The little dog girl was blue and dead. The bear was about to leave until it was commanded to stay. Cat-Cat made a gesture towards the bear, who grabbed hold of the woman and opened the door to the right. A few moments later, they emerged in the other room. Cat-Cat ripped the woman from the bear and... I don't even know what they were doing to her. She was on the floor, Cat-Cat covering her entirely. It looked like Cat-Cat was licking her face very disgustingly. The few times they popped up, I could see the woman drenched in mucousy slobber. Absolutely drenched. She was screaming and crying until Cat Cat forced her up. They cupped her mouth with their hand and began dragging her back the way her and the bear came. The last thing I saw of the couch was a series of awful fucking images. The first was the Catwoman in a dirty, tattered wedding dress. She looked terrified and her eyes wide. Cat Cat was beside her in a black suit, tie, and top hat. A caption under them read, "Just married." The second was the Catwoman on a filthy mattress. Cat Cat was on top of her, licking her again and covering her in that gross, viscous slobber. I saw Rage Roost's big feet in the corner and Rowdy Rat looking like it was laughing maniacally. The caption read, "Honeymoon." The third and last was the worst. On that same dirty, bug-ridden mattress, the Catwoman lay limp. She looked extremely pale, and her eyes were glazed over. And then I looked down towards her legs and saw 5 twisted, contorted human cat babies. Looking a little closer, I saw that they were just little stuffed animals and child dolls sewn together. I was so glad they weren't real somehow. Okay, bear with me on this part, okay? Squinting a little, I saw each human cat stuffed animal doll had strings wrapped around them, and they all led inside their mother. Each string was covered in blood and sinew. I thought about it for a moment, and once the realization dawned on me, I wanted to puke. Please, for the love of God, tell me that they didn't shove those human cat stuffed animal dolls inside her, then rip them back out so that she could give birth. The caption said, "Children." Immediately I got up, rushed into my bathroom, and puked into the toilet.
I mean, I don't blame you. I want to do that right now. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is... Ugh.
No comments.
What the fuck? I truly didn't want to go back to the film. Slowly I inched out of the bathroom, hoping that it was done. Thankfully, it was just a black screen. Immediately I rushed over to remove the video off my computer. I haven't touched it since. Fuck that shit. I know, it's just a weird as hell snuff/shock film. But what am I supposed to gain from it? What does any of it mean? What's the plot? Was it auditions to be part of the couch? Did the woman become a part of the animal's little gang of freaks? I don't fucking know. I really want to believe that it wasn't real, that that woman and who I assume was her husband and daughter were okay. You never know for sure though, and that's the worst part. I was pretty deep in Google search results trying to pirate. Seriously, you never know what you're truly downloading. For all I know, any of those movies and all your free movies right here, right now.com weren't actually those movies. Just discussing con films and parodies made to look like the real thing. What does stuff like that have in common? They are always made by the most depraved and degenerate of us.
Okay, that ending though is pretty powerful. Like especially with the implication at the end. I'm going to say like that ending was really good though. That I'll admit.
That ending was disturbing.
Sorry?
It was really disturbing.
Oh, true, true.
I don't know what you mean by us. That ain't me.
Okay, and that is a good point. Okay, okay. Also, is this still like transmitting to all of you, or did it suddenly cut out?
It has cut out, yeah.
Okay, so like I'm going to
Yeah,
need
it
to
got
set.
cut out.
Okay, I'm going to need to set things up again, especially since it just screwed up some things. Give me a sec. Uh, Let me share this again. Audio and oh, I think I understand what happened. Okay.
I can see it now.
It should have
The
well,
unbelievable horrors of Minamata disease.
mhm. Let me see. Let me just see if it is like adjusted now. If things are like normal again on my end. Okay, seems like they are. Okay. Okay, so before we continue, I'm going to address the comments again. My favorite book is Hellstar Ramina. Puts like Junji Ito's book. Second would be Uzumaki, and number 3 would be Tomie. Uzumaki is definitely like his most scary story for me. Hellstar Ramina is good, but I still prefer Uzumaki. And Tomie just makes me upset, though I don't want to talk about why. But it is a good story. I'm not saying it isn't. It's just that I don't appreciate it as much for personal reasons. Uh, yeah, this is without a doubt a poorly disguised fetish. They probably wrote this with one hand. I really hope not, man. I really fucking hope not. uh, Oh wait, so we'll be doing mine next. Last real story one, right? It won't be last. Like we'll be doing it now, and we still have something else to go through after that. Is this Mpreg? No, I'm pretty sure like it was a woman that was like made to do that. So no. Is this a horror story or a smut story? You would be surprised how like correlated those can be. Like the I want to make a string or a video about this in the future, but there is actually a fine line between horror and like erotica, you know? Um and like there are a fair few stories I've seen, like a fair few like doujins I read that with the right framing could be like their own horror stories, you know? So that question is kind of complicated. But anyway, all those movies, they're made by The Last of Us too. Can any of you shoot Big Pew for me, please? Can any of you do that? I swear to Christ. The second, I could even think that this is someone's kink. I couldn't take it seriously anymore. Yeah, it's good for me. Like maybe we're just so degenerate that we can imagine people getting turned on by listening to. To be fair, like there are some people that can be like turned on by listening to this. Like if you can like believe it, I've seen some people who genuinely like use Fear and Hunger as a corn game, like a hentai game. You know? Are you familiar with Fear and Hunger?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there are people that use uh someone's audio is leaking into the string again. But okay, not happening anymore. Regios, do you have are you familiar with Fear and Hunger, the game?
Yes, I have played both of them.
Okay, Kodokunasu, I didn't hear your like answer. Could you like tell me again if you know Fear and Hunger or not?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it seems like pretty much everyone here knows what that is, and yeah, there are some people out there who legit use that as a unironic hentai game. So yeah, there are people for everything, bro. Just unfortunately. But anyway, let me continue on. It's normal. Oh wait, do you know the cream pie game? I do not, and I have no desire to know about it. There's probably men out there like OA, fuck you, that would love to be set on by a BBW. What's a BBW again? Sorry.
Big beautiful woman.
Okay. No, I do not have like obese woman fetish. That is all you, Big Pew. No, they say the cat was probably a man dressing up as a woman, so it's Emperor. Okay. You mean that? Okay. OA would love to be sat on by a fanboy. No, I am the straightest man alive. Like I would not like to that to happen. Fucking look at these people. I swear, every single stream. Ero manga. Man follows woman into dark alley and then they get frisky. Horror. Man follows woman into dark alley, then they get frisky. Man
OA.
follows other men into a dark alley and then gets free. Okay, I see the criticism you're trying to make it there. Oh, Twitter and Tumblr people certainly would. They love fear and no, but like I mean, actually, like doing it to the you get my point. What's a BBW? That actually had me dead. Okay, but you were going to say something, Kodokunasu.
Yes, saying that you are a straightest man ever
Mm-hmm.
sounds really gay.
Of course you'd say that. It's the easiest fucking thing. I swear. I expected better from you. I thought you were going to say like something more creative. I shouldn't have believed you. Fucking asshole. But yeah. Do you guys have something else to comment or can we move on to the next video?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I am not good, but let's continue.
Why are you not good?
Because the ending of this shit has tugged a little bit on my stomach, and I have had just and I've had just had dinner.
I mean, it's a good thing you didn't watch the first video then.
Oh,
Sure, it gets better.
So the first video was worse.
It was much worse. It was actually discussing some real like true crime stuff.
Wow.
Anyway, yo, Kodokunasu speaking facts. No, he isn't speaking facts. Fuck off. OA always trying too hard. Fuck off. I'm the straightest man, I swear. Not gay at all. Gay man about to feature in a low tier god store. See what you did there, Kodokunasu. I'm actually going to throw you in a meat grinder. You fucking asshole. How dare you? Let's move on.
In the 1950s, in the small fishing town of Minamata, on the western coast of Japan's Kyushu Island, residents experienced cases of a horrendous, mysterious illness. It started with cats dancing, acting erratically, with birds falling dead from the sky, and fish floating dead on the surface of the sea. But then cases were seen in children, and then in newborns, with symptoms such as loss of vision, paralysis, and brain damage. In today's video, we will look at the disturbing history of the Minamata disease, what was the cause, and the fallout from the scandal.
God, he hasn't even like went over the real story, and I'm already disturbed. Like this, type of disease that is being described here, like it sounds horrific just from that short description, honestly.
Before industrialization, Minamata was a typical fishing town in a modest economy. This changed in 1908 when the Chiso Corporation built a chemical factory along the shoreline. The Chiso Corporation was once a fertilizer manufacturer, but over the years it became a petrochemical and plastic maker company. The factory promised jobs and economic growth for the small town of Minamata, and it delivered both. Over time, Chiso became the town's primary employer, its largest taxpayer, and its most influential political force. It's this dependence that created an imbalance of power that would later prove to be catastrophic. In 1925, the Chiso Corporation began dumping chemical waste into Minamata Bay, which had the side effect of destroying the fishing areas. The company made a decision that it would be cheaper to pay off the fishermen in exchange for damaging their fishing environment. Beginning in the 30s, Chiso produced a chemical called acetaldehyde, a chemical used in plastics, solvents, and industrial materials. The production process generated wastewater containing mercury compounds. At the time, mercury's toxicity was something known to the scientific community. Industrial research had...
Yeah, I can already see where this is going. Oh god. Okay. Let's just continue.
Already identified its dangers, particularly its effects on the nervous system. Minamata disease is in essence methylmercury poisoning. The mercury released as industrial waste enters the marine ecosystem. In Minamata Bay, the mercury discharged from the Chiso chemical factory settled into the sediment. Bacteria in the water converted this inorganic mercury into methylmercury, an organic form that is far more toxic and far more easily absorbed by living organisms. Methylmercury then became absorbed by plankton, organisms at the lower end of the marine food chain. As small fish consume plankton and larger fish consume smaller fish, methylmercury becomes increasingly concentrated at each level of the food chain. This process, known as biomagnification, results in a fish at the top of the food chain containing mercury concentrations thousands of times higher than the surrounding water. For the people of Minamata, consuming these fish meant ingesting high doses of methylmercury. Many people consumed this seafood daily, unknowingly ingesting poison as part of their regular diet. Once ingested, methylmercury is easily absorbed through the digestive tract and enters the bloodstream.
Okay, this goes into like a theme that I've seen a lot and that I wanted to talk about, which is the theme that's like outright cruelty is like less bad. It's the words that come to my mind right now. Like outright cruelty, like someone actually trying to be evil. Like it's somehow less evil than people who just don't care. Like whenever you see, for example, people in power, like governments and corporations, doing this type of stuff, right? They don't do it because they're like, haha, we're going to mess up the population. Like, we're so evil. We want to like make them weak and enjoy their suffering. It's never because of that. It's just because they don't care. They're just seeing dollar signs and they don't care what happens. And evil due to negligence, evil due to like apathy, is often more destructive than outright evil, you know, than just evil for the sake of pleasure, for the sake of like someone that's actually just sadistic, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, I get what you mean. Like this.
It's a
You can continue.
No, I was just going to say that this is depressing.
Very much so.
circulates throughout the body and crosses protective barriers that normally protect vital organs. Worst of all, methylmercury is able to cross the blood-brain barrier, which usually prevents harmful substances from entering the brain. It can also cross into the placenta, allowing mercury to enter the developing brains of unborn children. Inside the brain, methylmercury interferes with normal neural function. This interference damages neurons and impairs communication between them. Because neurons in the central nervous system do not regenerate effectively, this damage is often permanent. The areas of the brain most affected include areas which control balance and coordination, along with the visual cortex, which processes sight. Symptoms include loss of coordination, tremors, slurred speech, tunnel vision, numbness, tingling, muscle weakness, rigidity, paralysis, and seizures. In unborn children, the effects are even more severe as the developing brain is far more vulnerable. Methylmercury interferes with brain development, preventing normal function of neural circuits. As a result, children exposed in utero develop profound neurological impairments, even when their mothers showed minimal symptoms. What is termed congenital Minamata disease often resembles severe cerebral palsy. There is no mechanism to reverse the destruction of the affected neurons. Minamata disease, therefore, represents not as a single event, but a sustained degradation of the nervous system. Despite the knowledge of the dangers of mercury poisoning, Chizo made a calculated decision. Rather than investing in proper waste treatment or altering
Someone is asking. It's important to make this clear. Okay, is this one a creepypasta or a real story? This is a real story. Like, let's make this clear, everyone. This is a real story. This actually happened.
its production methods, the company instead discharged its untreated, mercury-contaminated wastewater directly into Minamata Bay. It was cheaper and easier to simply poison the people of Minamata. For years, the real damage remained invisible to humans. The bay looked unchanged, and fishing continues like it always had. However, animals began to exhibit some disturbing symptoms. Cats lost all coordination. They convulsed and collapsed. Some ran erratically before throwing themselves into the sea. Locals coined this phenomenon the dancing cat disease. They were totally unaware of the true cause. Then, birds soon began falling from the sky. Fish floated dead in the bay at alarming rates. Dogs developed seizures and paralysis, but at this stage, neither Chiso or the local authorities acted. In April of 1956, the first human cases became impossible to ignore. A young girl was brought to a hospital after developing severe difficulty walking and speaking. Her movements were involuntary, her balance was unstable, and her speech was slurred. Soon, her younger sister showed the exact same symptoms. Within weeks, cases similar appeared throughout the town, often affecting multiple members of the same family. Patients suffered numbness in their limbs, loss of coordination, tunnel vision, hearing impairments, tremors, seizures, paralysis, and eventually comas. Many remained mentally aware as their bodies faded. This disease progressed rapidly, and doctors could find no cause or any cure. On the 1st of May 1956, a doctor by the name of Hosokawa from the Chiso Corporation Hospital said the following: "An unclarified disease of the central nervous system has broken out." This doctor was soon able to link high seafood diets to the disease, and it didn't take long for them to draw a connection between the contamination from Chiso to the disease. He carried out an experiment where he fed the contaminated wastewater to a number of cats, many of whom displayed the exact same symptoms. The corporation did not reveal these results to the investigators looking into the disease and ordered that Hosokawa stop his research. In an attempt to hide their culpability, the corporation moved their dumping of toxic waste from the bay to the
Like it is something that will often happen too. Like people in power will often do this until it affects them, because it's always that thing. They don't care because it doesn't affect them, and when it starts affecting them, suddenly they care, right? And they start taking measures about it. It's a much less serious case, but I heard about this happening, for example, in HR, in human resources. There was a human resources what's the name, department in a company that asked the guy to install on every single computer, regardless of the position of power or whatever of the people working, a system that essentially tracked the performance, that essentially spied on them, so they could discover which people were the least and most productive, right? What the HR department didn't realize is that, and that was the genius of the guy that was asked to do this, uh, because he quickly realized that this was like unethical. And so what he did was he gave them a taste of their own medicine, because he installed the like program on their computers. And it quickly became apparent that the least productive people in the company were the HR people that asked for that in the first place. And they tried to justify themselves the same way. Oh no, but there's a lot of unseen work when it comes to HR, and like those results, maybe we can alter them somehow. And the dude, all he said was, no, there is no way to alter them. I'm just going to present the data as is if this actually like becomes a thing that we do normally. And immediately when he said that, knowing that they would probably be fired because the program would just point out, hey, all these people that we hired to do actual HR work are essentially just playing, and this isn't a joke, essentially just playing like Pokemon during 90% of their quote unquote work hours. And so, immediately after that, they went on public saying, oh, due to unforeseen circumstances, we're actually not going to implement this program anymore. Like, you can just go to work and continue about as normal. Again, these people never care until it affects them. Like, some pieces of shit, you know?
Yeah, all of them slimy bastards.
Mm-hmm.
You
have
have to
something to add?
incentivize them to care or not.
Oh, sorry, Inludity, can you repeat that?
I was saying, so you have to incentivize people or give them a reason to care a lot of the time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, incentives are a very core part of human psychology that a lot of people ignore. But Kodokunasu, do you have something to add?
No.
Okay, so let's just continue.
river. The Minamata River flows past the town of Hachimon, and sure enough, the people of this area also began developing the very same symptoms, and in just a matter of months. By 1959, researchers at the Kunamoto University conclusively identified mercury poisoning as the cause of Minamata disease, and their findings directly implicated the industrial wastewater from Chiso factory. At the point where the wastewater was dumped into the bay, researchers recorded as much as 2 kilos of mercury per ton of sediment. This is such a high level that it would be considered to be economically viable to mine for mercury. This should have ended the debate. Instead, it marked the beginning of a coordinated campaign of denial. The corporation publicly rejected the findings, and they set about funding alternative research designed to obscure the cause of the disease. The company promoted theories suggesting that the illness was genetic, infectious, or caused by poor sanitation. These wild accusations led to victims of the pollution being treated with fear and suspicion, people not wanting to contact the disease and lying the blame with those suffering. There are accounts of families affected by the disease being ostracized, children affected were bullied at school. Some parents even hid their disabled children indoors to avoid stigma. Others avoided seeking medical diagnosis altogether, fearing the discrimination. As a result, it is thought that many cases went undocumented. Those affected who protested faced intimidation and violence. Fishermen who organized demonstrations were attacked by factory workers. Some protests were even forcibly broken up. Victims were portrayed as agitators threatening economic instability. The corporation's influence extended into labor unions, local media, and political institutions, ensuring that dissident was marginalized and the threat to health was downplayed. Eventually, the Chiso Corporation installed a wastewater treatment system and publicly claimed it would resolve the issue. In reality, untreated wastewater continued to be discharged through concealed outlets. This false attempt to prevent further contamination allowed the company to claim compliance while continuing to poison the bay. Mercury dumping didn't stop until 1968. Responsibility was not solely on the corporation. Local and national government officials were repeatedly informed of the growing evidence linking Chiso to the disease. They chose delay over intervention. Japan's post-war economy depended heavily upon industrial output. Companies like Chiso were...
You know what's the worst part about this? Because they always I used to always believe that it was all about money and people only caring about like making the highest profits. It's not. Okay? Like that's the worst part about this. Like a lot of this is just laziness. Like I've seen cases similar to this, and the cost to actually make something like some kind of new method or some kind of new technology or equipment that would solve this issue, the cost is minimal. It's like negligible. These companies would have like zero like financial like almost zero financial losses from doing this. You know the real reason they don't? Stubbornness. It's not about money. Like even if they were losing money, they wouldn't do this because it's just laziness. This is a method of doing this that's very easy, and it's one that people are used to, that is procedure that they can do without thinking much, and it's because of that laziness and because of that stubbornness that a lot of these problems aren't solved. You can see that on the lower levels as well as on the higher levels. A lot of people in like companies, again, from the lower managers to the workers to the CEOs, they just refuse to implement things that would cost almost nothing simply because it would be too complicated. It would add to their work, you know? How dare you ask people, especially those who are gaining like millions and millions to do these things, to what, work? How dare you? You are an evil person. How dare you ask the people, especially again the people that are gaining millions to do this, to actually work? What are you, a slave driver or some shit? Is that logic? Is that fucked up? You know?
I am.
Considered far too important to challenge. Regulatory agencies failed to enforce meaningful oversight. In 1968, more than 12 years after the first official report, and decades after mercury dumping began, the Japanese government formally acknowledged that Minamata disease was caused by methyl mercury, discharged by the Chiso Corporation, and they issued an apology. But by then, thousands had already suffered irreversible damage, and the apology issued was riddled with misinformation. Compensation programs were established, but eligibility criteria was strict and exclusionary. Chiso had paid some amounts in the 1920s and the 1940s, but this was for affecting fishing and not the disease. After months of argument and debate, a compensation scheme was fully reached in May of 1970. Payments for death ranged from the equivalent of about a few $1,000s, and survivors received a similar one-time payment and annual payments of a few $100s. But the Japanese government sought to protect the corporation, fearful of it going bankrupt. They ensured that the payments were as low as possible. A separate legal battle was launched in 1969, seeking to hold the corporation responsible for the contamination and the disease. Dr. Hosokawa was a key witness, revealing to the courts his experiments, even as he himself was dying from cancer. Other employees too spoke out, highlighting the company's disregard for safety. In 1973, the court found that the Chiso Corporation had been negligent in its handling of the wastewater. The previous low compensation deals were deemed to be invalid, and the court ordered that the company pay tens of thousands of dollars to each person affected, totaling around $3.4 million. But this was not the end. Court cases continued throughout the decades to come, with a recent example being seen in 2023. The corporation was ordered to pay approximately 2.75 million yen per plaintiff to each of 128 previously unrecognized sufferers after the court finally acknowledged that they were victims of the disease. Chiso and the government continue to pay for the necessary care of those disabled by the disease, many of whom need round-the-clock care. The estimated total of people affected, including mild, indirect, and severe, is over 100,000 people. 1,000.
You know the worst part about this? These people could receive like $1 billion as compensation, and it wouldn't matter. Like, let's disregard like how the economy actually works. Let's say that all these people like received $1 billion, and it all somehow was still worth like as much as $1 billion is actually worth. It wouldn't matter because all the money in the world would not be able to reverse what happened to them. That's the worst part. You know, they even if they receive quote unquote appropriate compensation, it would not at all like make up for what they genuinely lost. You know.
Hmm.
700.
Not only that, it was too little, too late as
Mhm.
well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some of them can't even use money.
Exactly. Yeah.
To 1,800 people were killed. Cleanup efforts eventually began in the late 1970s. Contaminated sediment was dredged from the bay and sealed beneath layers of soil and concrete. But still, mercury remained embedded in the ecosystem. Chiso themselves would eventually mine for mercury from the sediment, profiting again from the mercury dumped into the water. It was not until 2005 that the area was considered safe and fishing could resume. Responsibility for the Minamata disease is clear. Chiso executives made deliberate decisions to dump toxic waste despite knowing the risks. Government officials chose economic convenience over human life. Regulatory systems failed to protect the public. Minamata is no longer merely a town. It is the name to a debilitating disease. It is a grim warning about the dangers of industries operating without accountability, when victims are silenced, and when justice is delayed until it no longer matters.
Mm-hmm. Any closing thoughts from any of you?
No.
Okay. Where
I like this last statement.
what last statement?
Where he's saying that it's like the name Minamata is more or less not a name of town anymore, but a name of like a condition about industrial, like running away. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like I kind of see that in my like where I work. You know, I'm kind of glad there's the regulations that we have to go through for that.
Yeah. But let's end with something less serious. We're going to end with this analog horror series, and I'm going to signal this. I'm going to warn this so people aren't confused. This is fiction. Like what we just saw was real. This is fiction. So we're going to go through this, which is less fucked up, and then hopefully we can end things with like something funny that Gummy Gun like recommended. Let me just get it here, uh, like right now to prepare, and then we'll start the video. Let
Right.
me see. Let me just see something here. Real one, crazy movie, cat baby, it's normal, BBC, okay, they just do not care. Uh, yeah, I actually can't find Gummy Gun's like the video that he recommended. So if you can do so again, I would like appreciate it. Gummy Gun, if you can recommend the funny video you wanted me to see again, I would appreciate it. But for now, let me share the screen again, and we'll continue. Okay. Yeah, I already put as low as I can, but it's still very loud. Sorry for that. Are you all good? Can you all see it? Can we like continue with the reaction or no?
Yeah, all good on my end.
Okay.
I can see it, yes.
Okay. Kodokunasu?
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Feed her. Worship her. Give her your body. Are you ready to repent? Fee. 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 Fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
What is this faith faith level nonsense?
look, what is going to happen is that with analog horror, it's never with a single, like it's never apparent from a singular video. It's always a series of videos that build up a horrific story, generally in a very like subtle way. So we're not actually going to get the point where it's just going to seem very random until we see a lot of them and we can start piecing things together. That's the fun of analog horror. Also, there are some people who are saying wood. No comment there.
I'm
Okay.
ashamed of you and I'm leaving. Postscript, I'm not actually leaving.
Okay, but let me just search for the funny video first to get later. And yeah, it's just a minute actually. So it's a great one to finish the stream. But yeah, this will be later. For now, we're going to continue the series. Some people say my name, Big Pew. Big Pew is the one saying that shit. You can all blame him.
You were a lamb once, innocent and soft. Your innocence was stripped away. No one believed you. You were told to pray, to lie to yourself. You were told that they would never do that to you. You poor, innocent lamb. Oh, where have you gone?
Yeah, I feel like every single one of the videos recommended for this string have well, not every single one of them, but quite a few of them have a specific theme to them. Very disturbing theme.
It's remind me of those like Channel 5 like fake news broadcast ones.
Yeah, but you can see there's someone's audio is leaking into the string again. Okay. Okay. But I think you can see like what the story is trying to tell, right? I think it's trying to tackle young people being taken advantage of, let's put it that way, by a cult. I think that's what the story is trying to imply, at least for now.
Yeah, I can see
Religious
that.
horror. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Remember. Do you remember? Remember the body of your friend. The lifeless body. The cold, bitter body. She said she would do it. You knew she would. You didn't stop her. You sat there. You told her she was going to hell. You are disgusting. You are a worthless child.
Yeah. There's nothing really more to like say to elaborate on my initial theory. So I don't think I will. Or you can like comment on it if you notice anything that you want to say, anything you want to add. But for now, all of this is just contributing to that theme I was discussing earlier. So I don't have anything to add. Holy shit. Okay.
You are a disgusting child, Silas. You are a lying, selfish sinner. You disappoint everyone. You are useless. You're a product of unhappiness.
One sec.
Jesus doesn't love you. You worthless.
Okay, I'm going to need to pause for a bit. One sec. Okay, sorry for that. Let's continue.
Harrowing demon. You don't deserve the life you have. You don't deserve anything. You should have gone deeper. Maybe then you would be okay. Cut. Slit. Slash. Rip. Rip your skin apart. Maybe then you will be perfect.
Yeah, this is going more into not just themes of uh like religious horror, but I think of also guilt, like of
A lot of shame.
yeah, shame too. But that but
Mm,
that is more in line with the
okay.
religious horror because obviously there's a lot of this aspect of shame of people being pressured like by others due to the very nature of how cults work, right?
Mm.
So that's why I think that it's just a part. Obviously, it's interesting to talk about too, but it's just a part of religious horror as Regis described. Um, what I really wanted to add is the theme of what this shame causes, of the depression, and has implied and outright said by the warning of self harm due to it. You know, the implication is very dark, essentially.
Hmm.
We continue, or do you two have something to
Hey,
add?
maybe you can open video with middle mouse button in the other tab instead of going back and scrolling.
It's just because if I go to another tab, uh, first, thank you for the gift, Gamigan. I appreciate the donation. But if I go to another tab, I don't think it will be like no, no. All I need to do is leave this tab open, and then we can do exactly what you said. Yeah, okay. Thanks for the heads up. So yeah, we'll be doing that from now on. Do you have something to add before we continue, Regius?
I'm how to say it. For now, I'm fine. I will I will talk a bit more in depth later.
Okay, that's fair. Let's continue.
You are wet with the tears you have cried from all those times they have wronged you, my sweet babe. Let my divinity heal you and my grace lead you into a better place. Your pain is eternal.
Are we continuing the videos? Because I am not seeing anything.
I
Oh,
got pulled away again.
oh, okay. So you guys are not seeing it. So the solution I had is not really working. Okay, so we're just going to have to do that. Sorry. Seemed like a good idea, but unfortunately we're going to have to see this again. Can you guys hear it now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
Yes, I
wet
can
with
hear.
the tears you have cried from all those times they have wronged you, my sweet babe. Let my divinity heal you and my grace lead you into a better place. Your pain is eternal. You bleed from your mouth to your vulva. Your sin of suicide has been frowned upon. Poor, young Delilah. The rope tightened around your selfish neck and only then did you realize how precious your sad, disgraceful life was to you. Now your body only smells of rotten metal in an unmarked grave. Your soul, once light and blue, now a dark ruined shade of green. Your life will not be remembered, you ungrateful larvae. You will spend an eternity in your own hell of reliving the suffocation you once experienced with the noose. You are but an unclean swine.
Okay, so clearly I think this is a criticism of the practice of essentially regarding game ending has a sin, right? Of shaming someone so much. Like, this all connected. Like, you shame someone so much for what they've gone through, but when they choose to escape, then you shame them even more, right? I think that's the criticism you like the story is trying to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it well.
Sounds like this.
Sayori posting content.
Sorry, what?
Sayori posting content.
Am I reposting content? Sorry.
Sayori
Sayori.
reposting content.
Ah, okay, okay. Oh, okay. I see what you did there, motherfucker. Okay. Sounds like the story of
Piece of shit.
sounds like the story of a guy who went to hell for self-end. Yeah. That's the kind of direction, that kind of interpretation we are having right now. Yeah. Where's Arma when you need him? Think he could contribute to this, maybe somewhat? Don't know if I agree to that.
You selfish, disgusting bastard. You pain yourself out of your own selfish grief. She was right to burn you for your sin. From 1 year to another you will not be different. You could never be a different person. You need to become one with the earth and heavens, but you are greedy for validation. You will go to hell. You will burn. You don't matter, Silas. In the bigger picture you mean nothing. You have no purpose but to praise God. And yet you failed. No matter how much you cut and slit, you will never matter. Not to yourself, not to anyone. You don't matter.
Okay, let me see something. Let me see something here before we continue. Okay, okay. I think this should be enough. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm a pussy for doing this. Maybe the person who recommended me to watch this will be disappointed. But this is making me uncomfortable, first of all. And second, I feel like I already got the point. It's essentially a series about, as Regio said, religious horror. Like the horror of being in an organization with a lot of the same people shaming you and you trying your best, but like the poor treatment not stopping, like this developing into a depression and you being blamed even when like you are driven to your own end, right? I think those are the themes depicted here, and like I get it. And the series, so much so that I'm quitting halfway, right? They do a fantastic job of showcasing the horror of that, you know? So, yeah, if you guys want to add to it a bit more, you can. If not, I'll just be moving on to like a palette cleanser. We're going to be watching like a funny video and then something else I've wanted to react to before ending the stream.
We can moving on.
Okay.
There is one thing I wanted to talk about. And it's mostly, well, how to say it. There is a lot going on in my mind after watching this. Let's just say that this whole thing, it hits close to home. I have a close friend who who used to be in Jehovah's Witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Being part of that cult, his people in the cult kept pressuring him to be a certain way, to behave in a certain manner, to be a certain kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't feel he he felt that when he was the way they wanted, he was not himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what he tried to defy them,
Mm-hmm.
and in response, they shunned him. They ghosted him. They kicked him out of his house,
Mm-hmm.
and he almost considered to
Yes.
to commit Sudoku. and I barely managed to talk him out of doing it. It was it was a very it was a very traumatic experience nonetheless, and I feel like watching these videos and listening to the words is like looking into an alternate timeline of sorts. How what would have happened if I had failed to talk my friend out of doing the deed? And I have to say, it's very successful in what it's trying to do. It's very, very disturbing and very depressing. And I'm not sure if I could have digested much more of that without having to excuse myself.
I can just say this to you. I'm very happy you talked your friend out of doing that. I'm really glad you were able to give him the strength to keep going. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I am very glad as well.
Do you have something to add, Kodokunasu?
No.
Okay. So, palette cleanser. Let's see something a bit less serious. Yay. Let me. Goddamn it, sorry. Let me transmit this again. Go through the whole process. Uh, where is this? Streaming. Yeah, this one. Before we do that, let me get caught up with the comments. I think the mirror scenes are when he's alive. Yeah, analog horror likes to do that. It likes to do non chronological stories, to alternate between time periods and to like tell the story in a non-linear way. So that would make a lot of sense of us alternating between scenes of then already being gone and before that, sounds sad, man. That's why it's important to love yourselves, guys. True. You love yourself now, true. But yeah, to something less.
Personally,
So,
personally, I think that this is it
mhm.
is jumping between two different people.
Oh, okay.
A man named Silus and a woman named Delilah, who is the one who game overed.
Ah,
And Silus is feeling guilty because he couldn't talk her out of it, and because of that, he harms himself and feels like shit.
yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah, yeah. Because it's also very common for these types of series to focus on multiple protagonists. So that's also a valid interpretation, I feel like. But yeah, let's move on to something else. She's so small she can't even reach the beer.
Oh my god.
Relatable. Oh god, I still remember that part of the. Oh god, I still remember that. I get you, Rika. I fucking get you. Is this a day in your life? Oh wait, yes, it is. Actually, to go to a less depressing topic, how tall are you all?
Mm.
Last time I checked, I'm 6 foot, just flat, even.
Okay.
Ooh,
Last
184.
last time I checked, I think I was around 172.
Okay, so to translate to nudity, essentially, Kodokunasu is 6'1", I believe. And what's the name? Uh, who is he? Oh yeah, Regius should be around 5 foot. Um, let me think about this. 5'7". Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate you putting an American for me.
Okay. Me, I am 163 centimeters or 5'4". I'm very small.
Could you repeat away?
163 centimeters or 5'4".
Oh, I see.
So yeah, very tiny. How in the hell does like that work actually? Just so we're clear, like because I get like very like different information on these subjects, right? So does anyone know if an inch is 2.5 centimeters or 3 centimeters? Because I seen because the calculations get so like different depending on this, and I've seen like different sources saying like different things. So I really would like someone to confirm this to me. Is an inch 2.5 centimeters or 3 centimeters?
Could be 2.5 because it's 24, 25
It's
millimeters or something like that.
Okay, it's 2.5, right? Okay, so let's
it's
adjust things here.
2.54.
2.54. And a foot is like 30 centimeters, right?
It's 30.48, 12 inches.
Okay. So let's try this again. Let me translate this again. Kodokunasu then is no, actually he's still 6'1". Then he's still 6'1". Regio should be around. Let me think. 4. Uh, 4 again. Yeah, he's 5'8" instead. Like around 5'8" instead of 5'7", as I said. And me, I would be around how much actually? 5 foot. Uh, yeah, 5'5", or yeah, 5'4" to 5'5", leaning more to the yeah. I'd say I'm almost 5'5". So yeah, it doesn't change much now that I think about it, but still, it's good to be accurate.
Few days ago, I found out that I get 2 kilograms lighter, and currently I'm less than 62 kilograms.
Yeah, you're just a corpse. You're a dead man walking with that weight at your height. Like every time I imagine Kodokunasa, I just imagine one of those like Dark Souls, like hollows at this point.
Skeleton.
Yeah. Let me see this. Gamigan is 5'9". Okay, that's good. Yankee is a fucking giant. He's 6'4". Big Pew is 6'1" as well. And some people are calling me a Shota, apparently. Okay, random question because you guys are right in front of me. Do you guys air dry pants? I don't want them to shrink, so I don't put them in the dryer. But when I dry them, I worry they'll smell. I just let nature dry it actually. Like I wash them and then I just hang them up and let the sun dry them. What about you guys?
I do air dry my clothes too.
You air dry them. Okay. And what about you, Regius? How do you dry your clothes?
How do I dry my clothes? Well, after taking them out of the washing machine, I pin them to a clothesline that is hanging from my window.
So basically the same thing I do, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you, Kodokunasu, how do you dry your clothes?
I just hang them.
Okay, so most people hang them, and Big Pew apparently can't do that because he's in college. That's understandable. And we'll be moving on. Yankee apparently uses a drying machine too, so apparently that's a thing that's more common in America, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
We start sharing this again. Let me just check something, and yeah, that's how this is going. Okay. So yeah, we're going to be reacting to one last thing, actually, which is this little series called Nikkei Outpost Off-Duty Tales, which is essentially a little, again, it's a palette cleanser. It's a little cute series of animations made about that game I generally play, like Nikkei, right? Just tells the story of some random slice of life events based on it. I wanted to react to it for a while. Don't even know if I'll be able to do everything today, since it's 4 episodes, each with 6 minutes. So maybe we'll do half today, and I'll be reacting to them sometime later. But yeah, it feels like a good thing. Has a palette cleanser to end string, you know. So can I start, or do you have something to say before I do?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. Let's start then.
What is this dump? I think they call it the outpost. I know that. The real question is, how come we've been banished to this miserable place? Because we, as Nikkeis, failed our mission to destroy the Raptors under Master's guidance. To make matters worse, we accidentally blew up the Ark's main power plant. Commander, how do you intend to take responsibility for this? We're being forced to rough it here in the wild. Huh?
Yeah, there's one thing that I don't like about the series. Is that I get that it's a gacha game and they want to keep the like self-insert protagonist kind of like theme, kind of aura about it, right? But I really feel like they should have just hired a voice actor for the commander for this specifically. Like, he not having a voice actor in the game is fine, but it here it just seems ridiculous. Like, this is definitely a moment where he would talk, but he just points awkwardly. And there are going to be moments of this which are going to be even worse because characters are going to act like he said something, but you can't hear anything because they want to preserve the like pure self-insert kind of feeling of the series. Which doesn't even make sense, by the way, because the commander is his own character with an actual personality in the story. So this is just awkward on several levels.
Okay.
Wait, really, Master? There are actually dorm rooms here? Huh. Guess the higher-ups aren't completely heartless.
You're gonna regret that.
Even roughing it in a trench dug out 20 times over by a rapture would be better than this. A cafeteria! Huh? Cafeteria? Bedrooms! Huh? What?
Oh god.
Bathrooms too! Huh? Maybe we're better off just camping on the surface.
You know, I don't know why, but this reminds me of like something that happened in real life actually. Like, I was coming back home from university, and there's a store, like one of those like street vendors, right? Close to the bus stop I used to go back home. And I was really hungry, and so I thought like, maybe just once I should buy something from here just so I don't have to stay for hours and hours like hungry, right? But then the minute I even had this idea, I saw a rat. And it wasn't just any rat. It was a giant rat. Like it must have been like 10 centimeters tall and 15 centimeters like large. It was like a massive unit of a rat. Just uh go out of the little like street store and like hop down the street. Like I actually saw that with my own eyes. And I was like, you know what? This is a sign from God. Like God is trying to is trying to protect me. He's saying don't buy anything from this fuck ass vendor. And like I listen. I listen.
Yeah, that's for sure a sign. You don't shop here ever.
Wise choice.
Definitely fucking not. Jesus Christ. You guys actually live in like real countries, so probably not. But have you guys ever had an experience similar?
Oh yeah, there's a gas station in my town that I stopped in exactly once because I was going to piss myself driving home, and I usually try to buy something if I'm just stopping in a gas station to use the restroom. No, it was disgusting. I immediately walked out after.
Uh, yeah, very understandable. Do you have any stories like that, Kodokunas?
I can't remind
I
for
can't
now.
remember. Okay.
There was this bar that my family and I came to one time because we needed to go to the bathroom. We go to the bathroom. I open one of the stalls, and I'd rather not tell you what I saw.
Okay, so
Because I immediately told everyone, let's get the fuck out of here. And we left, and we went to a bar that was a little bit more far away. But the bathrooms were in good condition.
Yeah, I can definitely understand. I went through that during some of my family road trips too. Like you stop you stop at some like unholy places in the search of somewhere you can relieve yourself sometimes. But yeah, let me read the comments before we continue. We already discussed the new CEO for like Shift Up and that whole situation. So I'm not going to repeat myself. Someone saying, English, she sounds so nasally. And then immediately goes from that to she's the perfect paisuri height. Someone talking about wanting to essentially they like Neon, the girl with the glasses here. Average rat from New York. Mega rat, the rat king. Oh shit, a rat. Bro, how do you know that the rat wasn't the chef like in Ratatouille? I would rather not find out. Okay, so which story was the craziest? The first or the second one? Uh I feel like they were both like equally disturbing in different ways. I can't really um like rank the two. No, you're not wrong, Big Pew, but that comment is unhinged. But anyway, let's continue.
Master, just one question. Will you be shacking up with us? Huh? Wait, so you get your own private room?
Psh, I doubt it's any better.
In like the next few episodes, the other episodes are not going to be, but this is actually just a straight up adaptation of what happens in the story. Like this is just a word for word animated adaptation of what happens in the one of the initial scenes of Nikkei, essentially. So yeah, we go through this exact scene in the story.
Of course, the privileged class.
I'm very disappointed in you, Master.
Hold on. No one said the commander was the only one allowed to bunk here. Commander, please step aside for a moment.
Appreciate it, Master.
Ah, the commander's shampoo works up such a nice creamy lather.
There's actually a huge, well, not a huge plot point in the main story, but in the, like, more laid-back events, a lot of Nikkeis go to the commander's room specifically because they want to use their bathroom because of the condition the rest of the outpost is in, that you saw before. It's really funny how many events are based on that. But anyway.
More, I say!
Turn up the water to full blast!
Ah, this is heaven. I'm going to make daily hot showers a thing.
I like how the commander is a gentleman, though. He actually averts his gaze. Very nice. Sorry. Is the video a bit too like boring for you guys? I noticed that you're not commenting much.
No,
it is okay. It is okay.
Okay, sorry.
Commander is quite tall.
What?
Commander is quite tall.
Oh yeah, in lore the commander is said to be really tall actually. Unlike that's why I said that it doesn't make much sense for him to be a self-insert because like dude is actually just a superhero. Like in the story, it's an actual plot point that he's like super jacked, like super strong, with a very like well-built body, and that he is really tall. Like he's over 2 meters tall. I think he's actually as tall as the Doom guy. He's 2 meters and 10 centimeters tall. He's actually like this is actually a plot point.
He's one giant of a man.
Paradoxally, it's easier for me to self-insert into more concrete characters than those generic, tasteless ones.
Oh yeah, a lot of people think that as well. Like, you're not the only one.
There is one thing I want to say, however. Commander, if you're not gonna play, pass the fucking controller.
Okay, so you were going to look at then, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
You need to be a gentleman, dude. You need to like respect women. What happened to that? I got you now. I got you now, didn't I? Ha. Seriously, let's continue.
HQ approved a budget for outpost renovations? Yay!
In that case, strategy meeting begins now. Mission objective, spend it all.
First, the armory. Fill it to the brim.
But the bedrooms and cafeteria should be top priority.
The priority is firepower. This place will be an impenetrable fortress. Not even a mosquito will get through our defenses.
All of that can wait. How are we gonna fight on an empty stomach and no sleep? We'll return to base to enjoy splendid meals, sip some nice cold margaritas before bed, and slip under some silk sheets on a luxurious bed. That's how you kick back. Optimize our combat performance.
Get some turrets and watchtowers up, and don't forget the ammo factory.
No way! Gardens and swimming pools are way more practical.
Master will never approve of your idea.
Wanna bet? Commander, isn't our quality of life what matters most?
Whoa, Anise. You broke character just for this? Does Master...
Okay, so to boost engagement, I guess. Which team are you guys? Like, would you prefer like Anise's option or Neon? Like, whose team are you on?
Oh, I think you don't need to ask me.
I'm Team Neon all the way. Anis is a harlot that is selling herself for commodities.
And Neon's the one with the glasses, right?
What? Sorry?
Neon is the one with the glasses, right?
Yeah. Neon's the one with the glasses.
Yeah, I'm on her team then.
Okay, most people here like value firepower. Well, most people here value firepower, but like the comments are all like Team Anise.
You
yeah.
guys are
Sorry, what did you say?
I said that they are easy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Moving on.
Do you have a soft spot for cutesy girls? Hey, aren't we missing a vote?
If Racky were here, she'd totally side with me!
Firepower!
Lifestyle!
I appreciate you remembering I have a say.
Rappy! You're alive!
Your requests have been noted. Neon. Analyze the intensity and frequency of rapture attacks on the outpost, and draft a defense plan accordingly. Remember, don't go overboard with the firepower. Anise. Use the ARC's logistics and support policies as a reference, and design a resource management plan tailored to the size of the outpost.
Yeah, she established a middle ground.
No extravagance. Commander, does this arrangement satisfy your requirements? Don't worry. I'll also expedite all necessary paperwork for the outpost.
This, let me go back a bit.
Commander, does this arrangement satisfy your requirements?
Yeah, this specific frame got very popular on the Nikkei Reddit and Twitter for I think reasons you can understand, right?
Very interesting way of doing all this, I have to say.
Don't worry. I'll also expedite all necessary paperwork for the outpost. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could approve all documents and process orders in a timely fashion.
Oh, so even Master can't slack off?
That's more like it.
Okay, this is just essentially the ending. So, what did you guys think of the little cartoon?
Very cute.
It was funny. It was enjoyable.
You get a lot more if you actually play the game and know the story, but I feel like it worked well enough even for people who didn't, which is why I wanted to show you guys too. I'm glad you could enjoy it as well. But before we continue, I'm going to get through some of the comments. Okay. If it were me, I'd hide their clothes. Yeah, none of you guys are gentlemen. Like, you need to learn with the commander. Actually, never mind. Scratch that. I wouldn't do it for sexual reasons. I just do it because they're trying to piss me off. Sure, dude. Okay. No way. He's the because I said that he has the height of the Doom guy, right? So Big Pure referenced that saying, "No way, he's the Kun guy."
For fuck's sake.
I laugh at the stupidest stuff, I swear. Even real girls will love the commander because of how tall he is. They make me gush like gushing over magical girls. I think it's implied, Big Pew, that the reason Neon has her clothes and Anise does not is because like Neon actually took the time to get dressed while Anise just rushed the meeting. If you want to pick up where I left off, buy your own game. Wait, what? Since when? Okay. People just voting. Who cares about the guns? Sleep is more important than that. Regius, you're telling me if you had a body like that, you wouldn't use it to get what you want? If I were Anise, I'd be hoeing myself out daily. This fucking
If I was Anis, I would have some standards.
Hell yeah. That's exactly the mentality you need to have. So let me say something. Let me see something here. Oh, welcome to the stream, Fallen Angel. It's a bit unfortunate that you only got on the stream when we are essentially already done reacting to the stuff you asked me to. But still, welcome. Hey, forgot to mention, my friend, I caught up with my friend who was dying of cancer. He's doing well. His family doesn't know his position. Think I should keep this a secret. I'm glad to know that your friend is doing better now. Very happy to see that. Anyway, let's see. To everyone except the commander, because NTR, this fucking asshole. Just a couple comments. Yeah, I don't think I need to respond to those. I love little animations like these. Man, this makes me wish we had a Nikkei anime. Yeah, like a proper one adapting the whole story. Arknights has a couple of them and I love them all. Slice of life content really makes the characters feel more human. I see. So Neon had a session with the commander and she got dressed after that. What do you mean standards? The commander is literally a 7-foot tall Chad. If he says bark, you bark. Do you want to respond to that, Regius?
That's the thing. The commander will not tell me to bark. He will be respectful. Mostly because he's not me. But anyway.
Okay, but yeah. I could just sleep on the 4, need weapons like M9, AK-74 in a world like this. Okay, so Gummy Gun is Team Neon, like the rest of you all. Okay. But yeah, I feel like I was planning to go on for like a bit longer. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Like, do you want to see like one more episode of this and then we end stream? Or should we end stream right now? What do you guys think?
More episode will not hurt. I still have some time before I have to attend some important matters.
Kodokunasu?
I don't know.
Okay, so in Ludity? One more episode or do we end it here?
Yeah, I got one more video in me, I think.
Okay. If everyone is okay with it, we'll be reacting to one more episode before like we end things. I'm pretty sure this is the second one. Okay, I'm already dealing with too much copyright, and I don't feel like dealing with any more. So just like I skipped the like outro, I'll be skipping the intro. Okay, if you want to see it, you can watch it yourself. It's on YouTube, so you're not going to be missing much. Okay. Yeah, it's around here where it ends.
They made over 1 minute opening for less than 7 minutes episode.
Yeah, and there's already like a minute of ending too, so it's essentially just a 5-minute anime. Okay. When is Chaos Head? Chaos Head will take a while because next week, as you could probably see, we're going to be trying to finish Cry of Fear. Like obviously I'm completing Chaos Head, but it's being put on pause because like I want to do some more like unique streams like these before I go back to the usual schedule, right? So that's why things like, for example, Volcano Princess or what's the name of that? Little Witch Nobeta and other games have been put on pause. But we'll be getting back to them. I just want to finish some things first. So yeah, it will take a while, but we'll definitely get back to that. Don't worry. This reminds me of the time when I said I talk about my dead girlfriend who died of overdose. Okay. We'll just continue here.
The commander's scent.
Oh, she's a freaky one. Literally invading his bed.
It's time to get recharged by the commander. I knew I'd feel most at ease here. Hey, Commander, did you know that this is my first time going out alone at night? Well, honestly, I was a bit scared when I stepped out of my room. But just knowing I'd end up in your room gave me the courage to keep going. What do you think? Don't I seem a...
Oh god, they don't even have just like booty shot and boob shot. No. We need the obligatory feet shot as well for weirdos like me. I mean, what?
bit more grown up now? Just imagining you praising me makes me so happy. Can I stay and sleep next to you, Commander? Wait, what's that? A ghost? No, an intruder? The commander's in danger! Commander! Huh? Anise? You? How could you just barge in here? And in the middle of the night, no less. Rappy will rip you a new one if she finds out. I only came for the commander's scent. Is that so wrong?
Yes.
Huh? That's...
Yeah, but all the Nikkeis are degenerates, so they can't call each other out, you know? Like, glass house and stones and all that, you know? They're all freaky like that.
Everyone told me to go to him anytime his scent fades away. Right, but... I'll just soak up his scent before I go.
She an actual cat?
Imagine he hasn't woken up after all of it.
Oh no, he has. He's just. This is the thing that he has to do a lot. He has to pretend to be asleep, so that he can survive the night. Because if they know he's awake, they'll be even more wild.
More wild than that thirsty tom-cutting heat?
Yes, even more.
We're all doomed. Breaking into the commander's room in the middle of the night, and abandoning your post while on duty on top of that. Anise, Marion, there are lines you shouldn't cross, even when breaking the rules.
That's not fair, Rappy! I didn't mean to leave my post! It's all Marion's fault!
Such a flimsy excuse. I'm on Marion's side here. Look at how adorable she is. Huh? What could a sweet girl like her do wrong? Sweet Marion and incorrigible Anise.
You're lucky I'm holding myself back!
Here we go again. Keep it down, you guys. You're going to wake the commander. We can talk about it in the morning. Now then, go back to your rooms.
I'm going to sleep beside the commander. Hey, did you forget what we just said? I'm not going to let it slide this time.
Incorrigible Anise, you'll never catch me.
See what I mean? With the little, like, sweat drop here. He's definitely awake. And yeah, that was the second episode. What did you guys think?
It was pretty good.
That was insane.
It really was. Unfortunately, it makes complete sense with the characters involved. What about you, Kodokunasu?
Good.
Okay, so we'll be ending stream here. Right after I get caught up with the comments. Okay, people just talk about this. Code Geass chair scene. What about this reminded you of? Anyway. Crazy Milkers, he could probably feel the aroma. Is this age restricted on YouTube? Surprisingly not. I'm pretty sure this is, still... yeah, I'm pretty sure this isn't age restricted on YouTube, which is quite impressive, honestly. Everyone loves playing dumb, and he's 100% knows what a night visit is. Imagine if one Nikkei tried to expose another and it started a chain reaction of expose after expose after expose after expose. I'm pretty sure this is an actual event that happens in the game. Like, this actually is one of the slice of life events of the game, I'm pretty sure. Drained of his gallons, the Dry Emperor. Was Rappy the one that supported Commander NTI? Oh yeah! To add context, you know Rappy here, the red girl, essentially, right? That you're seeing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the summer events that we played through, she essentially became a cuck. There's no other way to, like, say it. She became a cuck, and she was actively encouraging the commander to go out with other women, all while being angry at him for going out with other women. So it's not just a cuck, it's a tsundere cuck. But yeah, moving on. Pro cat girl racism. Seriously, this needs an anime. By the way, is she going commando? Marion, the girl with the, like, gray hair? Yeah, she is. Thanks for the string obscure lore, key punk. Can you play that event? I want to see it. It sounds hilarious. I'll try to find it and we'll play through it. My husband found a new girlfriend. Marvelous. God, they really ruined Rappy with that event, man. Like, Rappy fans were not happy after seeing that. Okay. This reminds me of a scene in Demon Roots when the girl was being assaulted by a ghost. This happened in Evanico too, like if I'm not mistaken. There's a scene like that in Evanico too. But anyway, I think I kept you guys here long enough. I think you guys are already tired, so we'll be ending stream here. Thank you all for coming here. Thank you all for participating, even though we had to sit through some really dark things like together. But I still appreciate you all for being here.
It's a good time. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for the stream.
Do you have something to say, Kodokunasu?
Thanks for the stream.
Okay. Yeah, the next stream, like the next collab stream, due to exactly what I was talking about before, will probably also take a while. So it will be a while before we do this. But yeah, I'm still like looking forward to it. Once again, thanks everyone for participating with me. And for now, bye.
Bye.